boys and girls.
Are you ready?
Talking junk in the break room. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Talking Junk.
We are live!
In the break room.
Welcome to Talking Junk. We're live in the break room. I'm being accompanied today by my man Ice. What's going on, Ice?
How you doing, guys?
My man Talon. What's going on,
Hey.
Talon?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
And we got a break room virgin here. My man Chance. What's going on, Chance?
Rest in peace.
You damn right. Tonight,
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight, man?
You doing all right?
doing good. We're doing good.
All right. You already know. I know we were chatting a little earlier right before we started, but pleasure. I'm really honored to be on your show for the first time, talking junk, and I'm hoping that I could bring any creativity and any ideas to the group to be able to help this grow even more, man. So thank you, and I'm hoping I could be able to impress you guys tonight with this amazing opportunity you guys are giving me to hop on.
Well, thank you for being on. Because tonight, you're very right. Tonight, we're talking The Undertaker.
Yes, sir. My favorite wrestler of all time. Like literally, like if it wasn't for the Undertaker, I would not know wrestling at all. Like literally.
Straight up, Undertaker is the reason why I've kind of still kept up on modern wrestling, because it's like, it's still got to be kind of the same thing if Taker's still there.
Yeah.
Even
Like
though
I feel like I think
really-
now that I'll be
kind of-
falling out of it.
Yeah,
I think after now I'll be falling out of it.
I mean, from what Jason tells me, WWE is not where it's at anymore. Anyway,
It's not where it's at because I think they're just waiting for the audience to come back. But we're not here to talk about that. Like I said, we are here to talk about The Undertaker, Mr. Mark William Calloway, born March 24th, 1965.
Wow.
He's younger than my dad.
Well, he's only a year old. He's only a year younger than my mom.
Well,
Yeah.
his body is 10 times older than both of them.
Well, yeah.
Hell
His body's
yeah.
like at 95 years old, like because the fucking man, God rest that man's body, man.
Yeah,
Whew.
that's when he laid to rest.
Yeah, man. Like
Well,
I
Calloway,
saw some shit that I'm like, thank you for doing what you do for your body. Because there was a few matches that I know that I went live that I'm like, okay, I took a couple of years off his career because I paid money to see that match.
well, let me just say now two things. One, we are raffling off a shirt tonight.
Ooh.
The one you wearing?
Not
That
the one I'm
sexy new
wearing.
shirt you got on?
No, the sexy new shirt I got on, we are selling right now.
Oh.
Inbox me, let me know.
All right.
Break room. But we are
That
raffling
dude might
this
pay
off.
for that shirt.
What was that?
I said that dude might pay for that shirt. You should have did a couple of pushes before you came on, so it can like swell into the shirt.
Nah, it's all right.
Look nice and
My fat swells it
sexy.
out pretty nice. My fat
Okay,
swells it out
okay.
pretty
No,
nice.
I'm
There you
talking
go.
about the dude that was trying to pay for his feet, seeing his feet and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I should have made him
Yeah,
pay for it.
he'll pay for that shirt definitely. The one
Right,
you got on.
Used with sweat pits.
We're gonna
Hey,
at
listen,
the end of all of this, I'm gonna ask everybody a question, and we'll see if in the comments or maybe through email, inbox, you let me know the answer, and the first one to let me know the answer will get the shirt. We'll talk in private. But let's start. Calloway, he begun his training under Buzz Sawyer in the late 86. Late 86. But he didn't like Sawyer because he said he lacked commitment and provided a limited education. Calloway basically learned on the job, as most wrestlers in his day did. He started his career for World Class Championship Wrestling. His first match was against Bruiser Brody. Tough match. The Bruiser, and it's a shame how he passed, but
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
it.
Very sad. A very, very, really sad story with that. I was actually just watching that the other day on Viceland.
Yeah, well,
I was watching the whole
maybe
thing.
we'll get into that another time.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Yeah.
really good subject that we could get on.
But it's funny because I just watched the last ride on the WWE network. That's a little cheap plug, even though they're not fucking paying me. But
I forget
it
that's
said
out there.
he ran to the ring, right? And I believe he had a mask on at this time. He ran to the ring to face Bruiser, and they didn't even tell what would later be his greatest manager ever, who at the time was a real big wrestler in the promotion, Mr. Percy Pringle the Third.
Yeah, the bird. Yep.
Percy Pringle. Man, they had some crazy names in the golden era.
Yeah, well, you'll see who Percy later evolves into Paul Bearer.
Oh, really? No fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
Paul
Well,
Bearer was
that's
a
the thing though,
wrestler. That
because he
fat
was
fucker.
also besides
Paul Bearer.
Paul Bear being that, he was also a mortician. Like, so it was like even more.
Yeah.
So he had a
Yeah, he was
bachelor's
a
degree in
professional
mortician, and
mortician.
so
Really?
like
He was
Yeah,
like
if
a real mortician. I
a
didn't know he
yeah,
real
was
like
a real
he
mortician.
has he has a bachelor's degree in mortician. Like he used to like deal with dead
Wow.
people. He owned a couple of fucking at the time he had owned a couple of the of like those
Mortuaries?
where they were for dead people. He would like fix dead people to for like morgues and everything. He had a whole
That's
morgue and all of that.
crazy. I
Yeah,
knew
man.
he followed Undertaker with a hearse, and I knew they held that down
Yeah,
heavy, but
yeah,
I doubt it
yeah.
was
He
an
had all of
act.
that. He had all of that shit on deck. Like it was like the perfect
Wow.
match.
we'll
The
see if we
perfect
get
match for managers is like
we'll
that.
get in we'll get into a little bit later on in about 2-3 minutes we'll get into it.
Wow.
After that in 88, Calloway joined the Continental Wrestling Association. And in February 98, he started being managed by Dutch Mantel. He was reintroduced as the Master of Pain,
Master of Pain, yes.
a character fresh out the United States Penitentiary for killing two men in a fight. After that, he challenged the USWA Unified World Heavyweight Champion Jerry Lawler to an impromptu
Mhm.
match. And
Wow.
on April 1st, he won his first professional wrestling championship.
I got to put this out there. I've mentioned that I'm a casual hardcore fan. I had no idea Jerry Lawler or Paul Bearer were wrestlers too. I should have presumed. I should have known better just because of how
Bro,
things go, but
I
I had no
can
idea.
almost guarantee you if we keep doing wrestlers in the break room, we'll do a segment on Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler had a crazy career.
No
Jerry
kidding.
Lawler is the wrestler with most titles through literally every independent promotion in the world.
In the
Not
world.
No
just
shit.
yes,
And it's still going
he's won
because
a
he's
title
still
in
wrestling.
every not just WWE and WCW and like the big name promotions, every independent. So we're talking about every title from the gyms and the backyards and all of that. Like
He's like
Jerry
Roy
the King
Jones.
Lawler has
Roy
Well,
a
Jones is the
his
same
name
way.
for
here goes
helping.
to show you why. Because 3 weeks after he won the title from Jerry Lawler won it back.
Yeah. You feel me? So like he's a big Jerry Lawler was like the biggest for me, one of the biggest independent wrestlers of all time. Besides him making it WWE, because he made it to WWE, but he didn't make it to that status of like Stone Cold and them. He
No,
was
Yeah.
always
he
a
wasn't.
solid mid card, a
He
great
wrestled
mid
here and
card,
there, but he was more of a commentator
solid mid
for
card,
WWE.
solid good mid card at most. You know what I'm
But
saying? So
Yeah.
because that was his role in the business. Sadly, you feel me? I felt like he
Yeah.
could maybe he should have deserved at least one time at the belt, but sadly he didn't. But I kind of noticed that he was a good solid mid carder. So for me, greatest independent wrestler of all time, Jerry the King Lawler, one of
well,
them.
after that, after being known as the Master of Pain, Calloway went on to be called the Punisher and Texas Red.
Those
Texas
aren't
Red.
bad. Punisher's a little better.
Yeah, for a man his size, he had kind of like a what was it? Almost like a biker gimmick, like the American Badass almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
But it
that's
was
why
if
he
he
brought
more,
could
it
get
back.
the skull, he would
it was
look like the
more goth
Punisher.
though. Well, all of that changed in 1989 when he joined World Championship Wrestling. Yes, my friends, The Undertaker was in WCW. He joined and he was a villain. He adapted the moniker Mean Mark Callis,
Yeah, me and Mark
Uh,
Ellis.
a name devised by Terry Funk. And it's said that it happened in the locker room. They were trying to figure out a name for him. And he was like, Mean Mark or whatever. Or
mm.
was that how the Undertaker was born? I believe that's how the
I think
Undertaker
that's how the
was born.
Undertaker was born.
Yeah,
I think
Alex,
That's how they
it
got the
wasn't,
name,
it.
the Undertaker
it
part.
wasn't Terry Funk though. It wasn't
I
Terry
think
Funk.
Terry Funk might have been involved in that though.
Nah, honestly, I actually watched the interview about the Undertaker and everything him talking about, and that persona of the Undertaker was all Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
it's always Vince. It's always
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vince.
yeah, Vince is
in the
always
end, it's
there.
always Vince. He
I
wouldn't.
want
As
you
I
to be
said,
a
this man controls the personas of these people. He tells them, but see, the Undertaker took it to a next level. Everything that, like, I mean, yeah, he
hey
gave him the
pal.
persona, but
If you call
he didn't
yourself
give him.
Ice, we're gonna make you a salesman. You gonna sell ice door to
But
door.
also though, Bruce Pritchard also had a lot sprinkling onto that
Why
too.
you say that shit? I mean, I am a good salesman, but damn, nigga.
Especially
Like,
back
I
in that
wouldn't want to
day.
sell ice. I mean, ice is like my,
Everybody
you
need
know,
ice,
my
bro.
my
Everybody need ice.
like my nickname. Like, I mean, there's like probably like 20,000 people that know me as Ice. So you know, it's they gave my friends gave me that name a long time ago in Destiny. There was like 2,000 of us in the clan, and
Ice
they were
the
like, "Yo,
salesman.
Ice the ice salesman.
I
You can
said,
sell
I mean,
socially
I'm
you can
gonna
sell
change
ice
my
to an
last name
Eskimo.
to Ice. Ain't no lie. Like I'm taking the Ice persona to a next level. I mean, Jason knows what ice to me means, and like ice, what I want to take ice and everything I'm gonna do with ice. I don't want to say too much on the podcast, but where I take my ice image and everything towards it, I think it's gonna be amazing. What I think
Board
about
the
ice
city.
is like
What was the
ice
what wa-
thickness,
what was
like a
really
family type
amazing?
of thing, staying together. Ice. I guess I don't know.
Well, you're gonna
Let's
have
go back
it.
to
You're gonna
Undertaker
have it
then.
on YouTube, word though. All about gaming.
Huh?
It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be a gaming channel, right?
Nah. Shut the fuck up, Jason.
How you gonna try to promote it and tell people what it's about and not promote it?
Nah, but see,
Father,
I'm not
where
trying
else?
to like promote it on the
Where
podcast. The podcast is all about the podcast. The gaming channel is all about the gaming channel.
Well, this podcast is
Podcast is something that I join in with Tylen, Jason, and now Chance. You know, to joke around, have fun, and enjoy, and
definitely,
entertain our friends and family and fans.
definitely.
Whenever we get to
Um,
that point.
well, the fans are wondering what happened to Undertaker after he got into the WCW right now.
Are you sure they're wondering about that, or they wondering why the fuck I fell asleep the last fucking segment?
They're probably wondering a little
oh
more right now.
man, that sucks.
Probably
I
wondering a
apologize
little
to
bit of both.
everybody for falling asleep on you guys. I was really tired. I was trying to work, constantly for these holidays coming up for the kids. That's all it was. I should have took some rest before the show, and I apologize to you guys
Were
for that.
you able to get those PS5s?
Oh man, always for anything for the kids.
No, okay. That's
Word.
just,
Well, the kids at the time probably enjoyed that right after joining WCW, he got drafted into a tag team called the Skyscrapers because Sid Vicious got legitimately injured and he made his debut January 3rd, 1990. The new tag team gained notoriety at Clash of Champions when they beat down the Road Warriors. And in that time, especially in the late 80s and the early 90s, to beat down the Road Warriors, to actually, if the
like,
Road Warriors let you get over on them, then you know that you are either a great up and comer or you get so
yeah.
much fucking respect in that ring because the
A lot of big
fucking
names didn't put you over like that back in the 80s and the 90s and stuff. Like, especially in the independent scene like that, it's WCW, because they were working with like NWA and all of that with the territorials. They wouldn't put, if they didn't see that you were going to like be something, they wouldn't put you over. They'll make you look good and sell for you a little bit, but they won't put you over. And usually, like back in the day, my dad used to tell me like the guy who usually got more supported was the guy who got over, not the guy who looked good wrestling either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like that
it's
didn't
always
start
the
coming
case.
in.
It's still the
Like
case
the only
now.
person who brought that into play was like Bret Hart and stuff, who made like, yeah, you can lose the match and make yourself a star while losing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, before my dad used to tell me, like, if they were losing, nobody liked them like that. But yeah, they had to be winning. You know what I'm saying? Always. That's why they said Hulk Hogan always won. He said I never seen Hulk Hogan lose a match in the '80s. My dad told
Yeah.
me, well, he said he never saw him lose a match. He said anywhere he went to see Hulk Hogan or he saw him or on TV, he said he never saw him lose a match. Never. And that's what, like, and then for the Road Warriors to do that for Taker, that is like, and at that time they were on fire too, like having tag belts and everywhere. And for them to like put Taker over, man, that was like huge for him, real big for him, because Taker has wins on people that a lot of people can't even try to have wins on, and on guys from today and before. So that's like the
Yeah,
bigger thing too.
yeah, it spans
Yeah, it
eras.
stands.
It stands the
I'm
test
just
of
gonna bring
time.
it in. I'm just gonna bring it in before since it cuts me off. Motherfucking Undertaker made the motherfucking WrestleMania. Fuck them last two matches he lost. That's some bullshit. Fuck you, Vince McMahon. You're a dick. You're an asshole. You're a douchebag. You should have left my nigga Undertaker undefeated on WrestleMania because he made your motherfucking wrestling show, your
I
show of
felt like they
wrestling.
could have dropped it with Roman, but now I didn't want them to drop it with Brock because I feel like Brock
Fuck
didn't
all them
need that.
new niggas,
I feel like
Roman, all
Brock.
them
I feel like he could
man.
have done it to
We're
Roman,
gonna get
maybe.
there. We're gonna get
We'll
there. Let's
get there.
get
We're gonna
there.
get there. We're gonna get there. I'll express. I'll express what like for me, not for Brock, because for me, I'm always looking to like support. Like I look at it like how like how Taker looks at it. Like you gotta keep moving it down. You know what I'm saying? Like just like Triple H, I love Triple H because he's the marquee dude. You know what I'm saying? You hate Triple H anywhere, you're gonna go crazy for that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
And
you feel me? And that's the thing. It wasn't about always the title. It was always about making the name that your match, even if it was the first, last, or
I don't
second.
know, bro. I would say that after a little while, it became about the title for Triple H, but we'll
Yeah,
get that's another story.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
After a while, even after the little bit of notoriety he got from the people in the locker room, Calloway began to question his future in WCW after being told by the booker, Ole Anderson,
Excuse me.
that he would never, ever pay, nobody would ever pay money to see him perform.
yeah. That was
Callis,
real good though.
that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's
Callis
fucked up.
wrestled Lex Luger after that for the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship at the Great American Bash, but he was pinned after that. But according to Bruce Pritchard, people were already sending calls and shit to WWE to see if they wanted to pick up Callis because obviously his fucking
His size. Look at the size
contract
of
was
him.
coming up. Yeah, he was a force to be reckoned with even now. You know what I mean?
Like the thing is, the year the Undertaker was debuted, going to there. Well, I'm not trying to like go all the way ahead, but
We're
you know,
almost there because
okay,
they
yeah,
after that he went to a meeting
okay.
and the meeting went well. Calloway gave his notice to WCW on August 27th. His final match was on September 7th, and at Worldwide taping in Amarillo, Texas, in which he defeated Dave Johnson. During his time at WCW, he briefly wrestled in New Japan as the Punisher, Dice Morgan. So, pretty tough son of a bitch just to work in New Japan, especially back then. New Japan is a force to be reckoned with now. They hit motherfuckers crazy out there.
Stiff. It's real stiff out here. I hear it's really stiff.
We've seen some shit. It's definitely fucking stiff.
That Okada Omega match is 2017. Whew.
People using like straight real barbed wire and shit out there
What?
too. They be wild.
And not for
Yeah,
nothing.
Mick
The
Foley lost.
Moxie and the Moxie and Bushi were last year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was a great fucking match.
They fucking beat the shit out of each other.
But here we go with the debut in World Wrestling Federation. Well, / entertainment now because they got sued by the World Wildlife Foundation, which is another story. But
But let's
October
go back to the WWF right now. We're in the
back to the
WWF.
WWF.
We're in the WWF. Fuck
What
that
up, Mark?
WCW.
What up, Mark? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in, man. We talking about the Undertaker right now. We're up to his debut in 1990, October 1990. He signed with the WWF, and he made his debut as Kane the Undertaker at a taping of Superstars on November 1990. And Calloway made his
A
official
Survivor Series.
on-camera debut November 22nd at Survivor Series as a heel. He was a mystery partner for Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big Ham. I remember. I was just watching that video. They've been giving that video like crazy. So
They've been giving everything.
they've been giving
All
everything.
videos of him.
No, but I actually saw a fucking dark match of him and Kane in like Rochester somewhere. Ooh, the motherfuckers blew out. House of that match. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when they were younger, they could move, man.
They were moving.
Hey, that's my boy Mark. Hey, what up, Mark?
Mark.
Thanks for checking in, bro.
Yeah, legend like Stone Cold, and we're gonna get to Stone Cold too, which was one of his biggest rivals in the late '90s.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, throughout the end of
That's my favorite
1990,
wrestler.
who Stone
I
Cold?
just watched him on some stupid show. I don't remember what it was. What was Punked. We were watching Punked on the YouTube channel, just random punk fucking people that got punked or whatever. And Stone Cold's face on the fucking thing that he was gonna fucking destroy the fucking person's face on the ground. It was great. It was like a Stone Cold moment on a fucking punk show.
That's crazy.
Throughout the end of the '90s, the Undertaker mostly picked up squash victories against jobbers in the Jobbers Superstars of Wrestling show, which was bullshit. Nobody really watched Superstars of Wrestling. He participated in the '91 Royal Rumble, which was won by Hulk Hogan, and in that time, who the fuck,
Yeah.
who was beating Hogan? Nobody was fucking.
Nobody beating Hogan. Nobody was beating Hogan. I was
for
just
a little
saying
while.
that.
For a little while, he was managed by Brother Love, which
Yeah.
he brought him in. That was fucking Bruce
Mankind.
Prichard.
Bruce,
No,
yeah,
Bruce
Bruce
Prichard.
Prichard, yeah. Dude,
Bruce
I got him confused.
And Mankind's Mick Foley. But
That's another one we gotta do definitely.
this is where the legend started in '91 when he made his WrestleMania debut. March 24th, '91. When he beat the shit out of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, which is my dad's favorite wrestler. So right now, all I gotta say is ha.
Oh man, that's a good one.
After that, he feuded with the Undertaker and shit. You know, he put him in a casket in Paul Bearer's funeral parlor, where they had like interview segments in the funeral parlor, which was pretty good. It was pretty damn fucking good. But that's where the legend of the Undertaker started, and the legend of Paul Bearer. So shit there is when we started really knowing who these people were and how devoted they were to their characters. Because once the Undertaker once he signed that contract and became the Undertaker, he stood in kayfabe till this day.
Wow, yeah, he did. He was he's one of the characters. The reason why, like, even them showing everything that they've shown in the past like year about him and stuff, there's still so much that we don't know about the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying?
And we probably will never know about him.
And we'll probably never know about it because he stood kayfabe for so long. Anywhere he went, he was the Undertaker. He went to eat out at a restaurant, Undertaker. Anywhere, he was always wearing black. He could never wear something different if he wanted to. He was always him and Undertaker.
It's pretty safe to say he stood a lot of the time in his fucking house and hotel rooms. Other people probably had to get more shit, or more, maybe in bars at night. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stories about the BSK.
When you making that kind of money, you feel me? Like you chilling with another kind of people, you know what I'm saying? So, and usually all those guys are on go. They have a private jet. They could go get somewhere 2 hours, 3 hours, real quick. Boom, 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 and they they're back and forth. So they're living a whole nother lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Even
like
back
at that
then,
time,
the saga of the Undertaker couldn't be unnoticed, especially to Vince McMahon. So he defeated the almighty Hulk Hogan to win his first WWF championship, which was an honor back there.
Yes,
One
that
of the
was good.
few too. That's one definitely to
That's
have.
when Hogan left. That's when Hogan was leaving the WCW.
He did, but he did have the help of Ric Flair.
Yeah, he
So
did. Yeah, Ric Flair came out and helped him a little bit.
at the time, this is look at how far back we're going. At the time, the Undertaker was known as the youngest WWF champion in history.
Yeah,
Wow, really? How old was he?
yeah.
At the time, it doesn't say here, and I didn't do.
What
I
year
didn't.
was it?
It was 93, 91.
And he was born in 60. What?
No, it was 93. It was 93.
What year was he born?
He was born
65.
in 65.
I'm
So
here on
28.
Wikipedia too.
Damn, he's 28.
With
Yeah, he was
that
28.
record will be beaten by other notable names such as Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, people like that.
73, 63.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I think he's the
Wow.
youngest to have it. I think he's the one who has it right now.
Who?
Randy Orton.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
we gotta
because
look that up.
Brock Lesnar had it 24, and then Randy Orton they gave it to him at 23, and that's when they took it off him because he ran into that incident, and then they went and took it off of him again like a month right after
Yeah,
Triple H.
Mark, 28 is not bad, brother.
28 is good, man. Shit. There's a lot of guys who they ain't even had to get to grab it. That
Especially
deserve
at that time. That time it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that time no hell no. If it wasn't Luger or Hogan, he wasn't getting that belt.
He lost it again though to Hogan.
Or Hogan took it off of him again.
Hogan, he did. All right, so this is what happened, right? He won that shit from Hogan, right? Where the fuck was it? Yeah, fucked me up here. So he won it. He won it from Hogan in 92, like 92, 93-ish, right?
Yeah.
6 days later, he lost the title back to Hogan due to a controversial ending. Though the two title matches between the Undertaker and Hogan, the title was vacated by Jack Tunney, which was the commissioner at the time, if you remember.
Okay.
And the title back then was awarded to Ric Flair after he won the Royal Rumble in '92 and cut one of the best promos in WWE history at the time. This is the greatest moment in my life. He then, he went on to have notable feuds with like Macho Man, Jake the Snake, Yokozuna. Right after
that was a real good. The Yokozuna feud was really good. The Yokozuna feud was really good between him and Yokozuna.
Before Yokozuna, he basically feuded with Harvey Whippleman's crew, with people like Kamala, Giant Gonzalez, Damian Demento, people like.
You know who was his first real feud though?
Yokozuna.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. Because remember, he put a curse on Ultimate Warrior or some shit like
that.
Yeah.
That was his first feud, and he beat Ultimate Warrior in a casket match. Yep.
Yeah, he did beat Ultimate Warrior in a casket match. That's right. But after fighting with Harvey Whippleman's crew, he started his rivalry with Yokozuna for the WWF Championship casket match at the Royal Rumble in January 1994. During the match, Yokozuna sealed the Undertaker in the casket with the assistance of several villainous fucking heel wrestlers from Harvey Whippleman's crew, which was fucking bullshit. But after that, he was given some time off, 7 months after the loss to Yokozuna.
But people talking about how Darby Allin has like these body bag matches. The Undertaker had the first body bag match with Sid Vicious in 1991 at King of the Ring. So for people to saying, that's what I was mentioning earlier when I was talking to Jay. Undertaker was the first to have to put the first stipulation on literally every match that's created.
I don't think that was in 91 though.
Yeah, I'm reading it right here on Wikipedia, saying right here, he later lost ultimately the first ever body bag match.
Oh
Shot
shit, yeah,
in the
yeah.
1991 King of the Ring. So that was
Match.
yeah, body bag match. Yeah,
They weren't playing with his gimmick at that time. They needed to really uphold and upstage everybody.
yeah,
Body
yeah.
bag
Casket
match.
match, body bag match, Hell in a Cell.
They needed to
Fucking
uphold his image as
yeah,
Oh man.
But during his absence, the WWF promoted his return by showing video clips of people who claimed to have seen the Undertaker. And after WrestleMania 10, Ted DiBiase introduced the Undertaker back to the WWF. But this Undertaker, however, wasn't played by Mark Calloway. It was his cousin in real life. So his cousin played him, Brian Lee. Brian Lee was his cousin.
What?
He was an imposter. They dubbed him the Underfaker by the fans, and it led to the return of the real Undertaker at SummerSlam, the SummerSlam main event, appearing as a new version of the Dead Man persona, represented by cool colors and replacing the gray with purple. So a lot of people really remember the purple shit before they remember his early work, which is shocking.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Because
looking. I
the
looked
very
at
first Undertaker
the
was like
hat. That was like the
fucking
shit. Like the hat.
real fucking scary.
Yeah, yeah. That shit was dude. That dude. Yo, bro. I'm telling you, I was scared of the Undertaker before I was scared of the Boogeyman. That's all I have to say about that.
You know, like
You can see
always,
the
he
Undertaker.
fucking came out.
He's
I'm
real.
Came out
telling you, man.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about. The boogeyman is kind of scary. I don't know what you mean.
the
Man,
boogeyman.
Undertaker
man,
might.
And
that
at
shit,
the time,
yo, man.
Undertaker
boogeyman
could
was
take you two
sacred.
bullets and a nigga die. Boogeyman, that motherfucker crawl your face, eat you alive, and then make a new face for himself.
Yeah, but we were fucking young as shit. So the Undertaker was
Yeah,
the boogeyman at the time.
He
yo,
would have
bro.
thrown
I'm
his
Remember
sorry,
the
whole
I'm not a
body
darkness and
in the
wrestling
all
ring.
that
fan. I
shit?
apologize, Jason. I didn't get into wrestling like that, so I don't feel like they're scary. And I love scary movies. So,
Well,
yeah,
he
this
said,
motherfucker's not scary.
yeah,
That's like when
the
my
entrance
brother
music
was sitting next
scary
to
as
me
shit
for
in the world.
Chucky, and he was shaking for dear life when Chucky was chasing somebody with a knife. And I'm like, bitch, aren't you older than me? And aren't you all built and shit? You box? What are you scared of a little doll?
Well, it has super strength. It has the strength of a man.
Yeah, like you feel me? Like, and that's the thing. Like he brung that out.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
fictional. There's
But
no
that's the thing. Like
fucking
we don't.
doll
But
with
like you
super
see, like
strength.
now, like you
Yeah,
see now, we don't look at it that we
Chucky
like
don't have
now.
super strength.
he has the strength
I've
of a man.
always
Like
looked
it's
at it like
comparative to a
that. I mean, I've
doll.
always
It's
looked
super
at horror
strength.
Well,
movies.
yeah, I guess you could say that, but
All
still,
right, let's say,
It's
all right,
super strength
Undertaker. All
for
right,
a
let's say
doll.
so. Let's say so. You telling me Undertaker in his prime, if that nigga was to actually to try to kill you at night when you were a kid, you think that motherfucker would have killed you? The motherfucker's 6'10", 320
Honestly,
pounds. If he was
honestly,
a really,
he would have
you
been
live
better off
nightmares,
that's
bro.
trying
the
to
That's
kick
like
me
my
scariest
now.
thing,
experience.
bro. He's 6'10",
He would
300
have been
pounds.
better off
I
trying to
saw him
kill me
twice.
off
I saw him
now
when the first time I
because
saw
we
the
talking
Undertaker, I was
about
7 years old. I was
Iceman.
7 years old, and and I almost shit my pants, bro. When the darkness came out and that motherfucker came out, and I saw that dude up there, this nigga went and took the rock and power drive that nigga like if it was nothing. You feel me?
Well, that's what he did to the Underfaker, who is the
Yeah.
same size as he was.
You feel me?
So,
Dude, like this dude was huge, bro. Like, imagine that dude
I
coming out
get
to you like
that.
in the
I
middle of your
get that he
bedroom, my
did
nigga,
some like
choking you.
I get that he did some like big wrestling moves, but does not mean that he makes him scary.
I
well,
don't
Does
know,
not
okay,
man.
make him
you wasn't
like a
when you was
fucking
a
person
kid.
that I'm gonna be
You didn't
petrified.
experience
Like
it though. So you
if
can't
Undertaker
say,
came down my hall at the 7, like you're saying at 7 years old, if Undertaker would have fucked with Ice at 7 year old, then technically at 7 year old I was in the island in Puerto
I
Rico.
don't
I
exactly.
was
So I don't
into
want to hear what you
I would
about
have
to
shot
say.
this motherfucker.
I don't want to
I
hear
would have never
that
been scared of
bullshit,
him.
bro.
Like,
Because listen.
like
Your
I
Pikachu cards and everything when she heard a fucking kid got strangled by a haunted Pikachu. All right,
yeah,
she thinks Batman is
Listen,
in her
that's
house.
my mother being
The
scared
house
of
is gonna
fucking
be
creepy
fucking
shit.
burnt.
That does not mean I was scared of the Pikachu. If the Pikachu would have tried to strangle me, I probably would have been like, nigga, you want some tea? Let's hang out, cause I got no friends. My mommy don't want me. They said they come from the devil. So
Well,
Pikachu would have been my nigga.
we
Actually,
were
I would have thought that Pikachu would have been, like Pikachu from Pokemon. Like
we
I
were
had my
all
own
fucking.
Pikachu. I would have been
Like
one
knocking
happy
yourself down?
motherfucker.
If you wasn't scared of the Undertaker in the early '90s, then you fucking wasn't a wrestling fan.
Like you weren't
I
enjoying it. Like, you feel
wasn't.
me? I just feel like because it was like it's not just my opinion.
I
It's just
told you that before we even started talking this conversation. I have never been a wrestling fan I said I like some of the wrestlers, but I've never been like a wrestling fan like
I
okay,
hey,
but
Well,
I always
that
thought
was
he
like
was
the
after
good,
Undertaker
but
thing. Like he was able
after
to
the
like bring that and that aura, bro. The energy in the arenas, bro. The first time when I saw him and I was there in Madison, bro, like the energy in there, the crowd was good, yo. That shit was dead fucking silent. Like yo, you could hear a pin drop in that whole shit, and that like that's what it was. Like his whole entrance, like that shit, like he just brung. Like it was just pure fear. It just made that
no,
cold.
no,
It got cold in there, and it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like for me to experience, like I was able to enjoy it. I saw him 3 times in my whole life. I was able to enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? And I was,
Undertaker is the Mark Lawrence to comedy,
the what?
the Martin Lawrence to comedy.
or you,
Hell no.
he's a goat. He's
no,
like the goat. He's
nah.
definitely the Mount
He's
Rushmore
definitely
of me.
he's
He's
higher
for
than
me number
WWE.
one. Number
No, I'm just saying, like, if you look at it at that era when Undertaker came out, like all the other wrestlers
You mean
was
like in the
like,
'90s, how hot Martin Lawrence was?
no, 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 no. What I'm saying is how he brought good comedy into Comedy Jam. Martin Lawrence made Comedy Jam blow
Martin
up with
Lawrence is a
new
legend,
comedy,
but he
and
didn't
he
stand
made it.
the test of time.
No, I'm not saying he's a big person. I'm not saying anything like. I'm not saying anything towards it. I'm just saying that Martin Lawrence did a good job bringing good actors into Comedy Jam.
All right, but we're not talking about Martin
Undertaker brought a
Lawrence
perfect persona,
right
a perfect character. He took the Undertaker into a stage where anytime you put Undertaker in a match and a fucking WrestleMania, anything, motherfuckers was gonna pay to watch it because he was entertainer. He wasn't like the other wrestlers that were just. I mean, look at Stone Cold. Stone Cold's persona was I don't give a fuck authority, and people liked his.
Yeah,
But then
well,
you got
it is
dumbass wrestlers
safe to
that
say
don't have no persona.
he got the gothic demographic. It's safe to say that. But after
No, I mean he made all these different type of like even like how you guys were talking about earlier, the bag, the fucking tomb, everything that he brought towards wrestling, he made it his own type of way. Like he had his own ways of ending people. When he got pissed off at people, it wasn't like going
yeah, how he
chasing them
ended up
down
with
and fucking them up.
a pile
I'm
driver.
gonna bury you alive. I'm gonna throw you in this casket. And he made it entertaining for his fans and the people that watch wrestling.
He was very devoted because he stood, like we just
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
he stood in kayfabe
but
for
I bet you,
33 years, bro.
yeah, like he could
yeah,
never be himself outside of WWE. Like he was over. He had to be character forever. You know what I'm
I
saying? And that
mean, but the
sucks.
dude,
And that sucks.
And
it
let me tell
sucks
you,
to see that he's gone now.
he did
But
change
I mean,
through the years too. He evolved with the time because right here, after he beat the Undertaker, he he got injured again. He injured his orbital bone, and he was forced
Undertaker,
to take a period of
Undertaker.
absence after surgery. And he came back, and we all remember him coming back as the Phantom of the Opera dead man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking thing on
which
his face.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey Jay,
yeah,
I
yeah,
that
gotta
yeah,
go
yeah.
was
though.
He had the mask.
All right,
him
bro.
using that mask is why
My bad
mankind
for
has his
interrupting
mask.
everybody, but I gotta go. Kids are going crazy right now. I think they broke
All
something in
good,
the
bro.
house.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Hey, you better make sure the Undertaker's not in there.
Nigga get 2 bullets in his chest. I wouldn't even. I'm not a fan. If he would have been in your house, he would have got a handshake. My house, you just get shot.
but yeah, that's that whole era with the Phantom Opera thing. One of the masks that they were working with was actually mankind's mask they ended up using. he ended up just getting a throwaway mask from the Undertaker as his own mask to use as Mankind.
Well, that fucking throwaway mask was
Fucking dope.
revolutionary.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
fucking
like
dope.
it was like what for it to be a throwaway mask? Oh man, it was
Yeah.
like perfect. It
Well,
ended up being working out perfect.
honestly, we're about to get there too. Because after that, he faced people like Diesel, Bret Hart, and shit like Rage in a Cage in your house. And this was when they didn't have fucking. They weren't original with their names. Everything was in your house, kind of like NXT right now. Everything's takeover.
Yeah.
But Taker is still kicking ass and taking souls.
So I gotta say real quick, when you were saying you were growing up, you were scared of Taker and stuff like that. I was only able to watch so much wrestling that I didn't know he was supposed to be a bad guy. I thought he was cool as fuck. I thought he was one of the good guys because he would just kick everybody's
No,
ass.
I
But I had
love
no
his
idea
ass.
what the
No,
I
dynamics
love
were.
I like in a way
He
I
was
did
fucking
like him, but
scary, bro.
like some of the personas when they started doing that little mystique shit and they got
I
more
thought that was
into
cool as
it.
fuck. I was
We're
like,
gonna
Yo,
get
bro,
word,
it
there.
it's like
was
a good
dope.
guy from
But
hell.
my sisters and shit, my sisters, they would fuck with me and shit. So my sisters would be like, and then one time my sister had like a little black glove and shit. So like we
All the
had bunk
scary
beds and
parts
shit.
of the
So she
Undertaker.
would like they would fuck with me and then roll their eyes behind their head like yo that shit would like it would be
Okay,
yo
I
bro.
got you.
I
I
was
got
so
you.
into it, like I was
Taker you're
like I
talking
was in
about.
it, like you feel me, like like you feel me, like a lot of people like I enjoy like because I got into it, like I got really
Yeah,
into it. Like okay, I got into it. I didn't just fuck it. I knew it was fake.
I
I knew it was whatever, but I was just in it. And I'm like I'm
Yeah,
in it. Let me fucking get just like with The Rock with Stone Cold. I got in it when they were in it. I got in it. And
we
yeah, right.
well, fucking
whoa, what was that?
everybody was pretty much in it because his character was amazing. But the
Yeah,
Mhm.
bro. And then when Kane
Undertaker
came out,
Collins,
oh my god, that
we're
shit
gonna
was
get
even
there.
more.
We're gonna get there. The time
What?
Undertaker Collins talking about though was just before all of this, and the Taker's next feud would start to cement who Taker would be. And like you said, uh, at this time, Taker, fucking what? Hey, what's going
Hey,
on,
what's good,
man?
cuz?
Hey, how's it going, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. What's poppin', fellas?
Not
How
much.
you
We talking
doing,
about the
man?
Undertaker right now, and we up to his feud with Mankind on Raw.
Okay.
This is when everything really started, and his next
Monday Night Wars, right?
Monday Night Wars.
it wasn't the Monday Night Wars just yet. It started shortly after this, but it wasn't just yet. The feud intensified after they begun taking their battles into the crowd, backstage areas, the boiler rooms, different arenas. He was they were fucking each other up backstage.
Oh
There was
hell
a,
yeah,
Yeah,
there
like
was a lot of
some
backstage
wild
beating
shit.
them up. Yeah.
hell yeah. I remember all of that shit.
I remember that being in the wrestling games back in the day. That shit was
Yeah,
always mad
yeah.
fun. You go in there, grab fucking pipes, and slam people in the cars.
Yeah.
Mark said he was scared of the boogeyman.
Really? That's unfortunate.
Nah, I don't think he was talking about the wrestler though. I don't think he was talking. I don't think anybody was scared of the wrestler boogeyman.
No, I wasn't scared of the rest of the boogeyman at all.
I'm not even sure that is.
But they call that culminated to the first ever boiler room brawl booked at SummerSlam,
Okay.
and that was when everything started turning for the Undertaker. To beat Mankind, he had to look for his power from the urn from Paul Bearer, and
Yeah,
Paul Bearer, he didn't give him that. He hit him with the urn.
yeah.
That's probably a real ass urn with just a leftover body or
Oh, it
something.
was a real ass urn. And now that you think about it, now he was a real fucking
That's what I'm saying. It's just some leftover shit nobody picked up.
and they used to dump it on people. But isn't that illegal? Can't you get in trouble for fucking desecrating remains
I
like that?
think they were just getting. I
Probably.
think they were.
I would
No, I
hope
heard they
so.
were like barbecue, like charcoal and shit, like barbecue it up, and then just
Was it
use the ashes
charcoal
of
or
it.
was it dead animals?
Yeah,
Oh, it
like
could have
no,
been
no.
that
I
too.
think they would use like like they would get charcoal from like a barbecue in the back, burn it up, and then when it's your turn, put them in there, and then dump. But I
I
think they
mean,
would. I don't think they would use
dead
humans.
animals wouldn't be beyond anything because I forgot who it was, but somebody when he would prank people, Undertaker spoke about this. He would do shit like you'd find an animal's head in your suitcase type shit as a prank. Like
Yeah.
they would do
Yeah,
some
they used to
crazy shit, but
in the
that was
locker room. They
behind
call
the
it
scenes.
ribs.
Ribs,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And
after
when
that,
you're a rookie, you get the biggest rib. When you're a rookie, like when you're like starting up and you get in there and stuff, yeah, the rib. I heard
we had
if a
another buried
wrestler,
alive match after that.
but one more thing, one thing that I heard though, if a wrestler didn't get ribbed, it's because they didn't respect them. I heard that was one thing. I heard that if a wrestler didn't get ribbed, that means the locker room
I mean that
didn't
makes
like
sense
them.
though. That's
Yeah,
kind of like how you get people in the community. You got to be able to talk
yeah,
shit with each other.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you're with them them niggas work 300 days a year plus 320 days a year. Back in the day, they were
Yeah,
working
yeah.
300 days. Sometimes they fucking Jake the Snake said he worked 340 days in a year. You know what's that? You work only 20 days off throughout the whole year, bro.
All right, I'm back. Sorry
Hey,
about
and
that.
you know what? That just means
No
they were all
doubt.
doing what? Talking junk. Like you can see
Talking
it through
junk.
here.
Word,
Talking junk,
And
man. Talking junk.
if we could ever get through the story of the Undertaker, maybe I could ask the question if somebody could win this shirt.
Hey, we'll
Yo, I
get
want
there.
to win a T-shirt, man. Let's do
They'll
it.
earn it.
I can
Let's
Part
rep
of
do
the
it,
it.
right?
question is I'm hearing this history.
Well, in the history, here's where we go to the next buried alive match between the Undertaker and Mankind. And Mankind would win the match after he chokeslammed let me backtrack. Excuse me. Undertaker would win after he chokeslammed Mankind into the grave. However, with interference from the Executioner and several other wrestlers, as it tends to be in the early 90s for the Undertaker, because he's what the Fiend is now. You can't stop him unless
Yeah,
you have multiple fucking people.
yeah.
They ultimately buried him alive. And after being buried alive, The Undertaker would return once again at Survivor Series, and they put him up against Mankind again. But this time, we all know this fucking match. This match.
Like this.
No, it's not there yet. It's just a steel cage match. But Paul Bearer was hanging in a cage. And if Undertaker won, he would get to beat the shit out of Paul Bearer.
Ooh.
Wow, it's been
The
that
Undertaker-
long since a match like that.
Shark shit. They recently just did that shit. I remember. I
No,
know
but that's a match that has been around for years. Tully Blanchard, I believe, was in the first one like that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But that's where we got the casual dead man incarnation of him.
Okay.
So,
All right,
You
keep
know,
going.
he had more of a gothic look. He adopted the persona of the Lord of Darkness.
Oh, the Lord of Darkness. Okay.
January, he faced people during that time, like Vader and shit, the Executioner. But in January 1997 at the Royal Rumble, he beat Vader in a singles match. He lost. No. Vader beat him after Paul Bearer interfered on behalf of his new protege. The two then clashed at the Royal Rumble match itself, and it made the final moments of the match where were eliminated by Stone Cold Steve Austin. So now is when we start seeing mad people come in. Vader, Stone Cold, Paul Bearer, shifty as fuck, Mankind.
Yeah.
Everybody's starting to, try to make a name at the Undertaker's expense, and not everybody really made it after that. Because Vader was a big name. He garnered respect in the ring, but he wasn't like real big mainstream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He wasn't like, oh,
He was like a super mid card.
New Japan, New Japan World Champ. You feel me? I respect it all day. You feel me?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mhm.
He was a
Yeah.
tough
I'm not saying I don't respect it, but he wasn't.
I mean,
For me, he wasn't that type of dude to get up all the way over either. Like he
So-
was just a guy to get over.
Yeah.
have you guys seen Fighting with My Family?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good fucking
It was pretty decent.
movie.
Yeah, it was solid.
So, He's talking.
Oh shit!
The
Sorry.
Rock is talking about the dude who's been like recruiting him and shit like that, and how like he was one of like the best in a sense, but like the best to make superstars and shit. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of the lane that Paul Bearer was in. Like he was up there, but like he just wasn't a superstar, but he could make them. Like he knew what to do. Like he's integral
Oh
to the
yeah.
entirety of it all, but he
Oh
just
yeah.
wasn't a superstar. But he
You
still
definitely
is
wanted to get the rub from Paul
amongst
Bearer.
everybody else. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Even
it's
back
kind of
when
like
they
with
used Percy
comedians,
Pringle.
comedian. There's wrestlers, and Paul Bearer is integral whether you know who he is or not.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer back then is who Paul Heyman was in the future.
Yeah.
And like Bobby the Brain Heenan, fucking what's his name? The mouth from the South, Jimmy Hart.
Jimmy Hart. Yeah.
Jim Cornette.
Yeah, Jim fucking Cornette.
Jim Cornette's my guy right there.
In
Yeah,
May
but
90,
did he get in trouble again for like saying something like outlandish?
Oh yeah.
he's always getting in trouble, bro.
He's forever getting. He's a fucking
He-
he's slightly racist, you know, and that's his
He's
thing.
an old redneck,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's
He's always
He's
been
hella
like that.
redneck.
He's always been like that. I met him twice. Like he's not racist because he's cool as fucking person. Like
He just knows
he's
how to
mad
throw like
cool and
fucked
shit.
up
Like,
jokes around.
That doesn't mean he's racist. He's not racist. He's just cordial.
He
Yeah,
makes
he's
like
cordial.
controversy.
Yeah,
After-
like the way he made that comment about the guy on the moped going through Ethiopia with food on his back. Like it wasn't
So what?
racist.
He made a fucking comment about Becky Lynch being pregnant, saying that
Yeah.
you know it's a whole lot of shit. He's forever in the media.
Yeah, but you know, not to
He's a
defend
little-
him, but like he kind of like had a point there. He was like, "Yo, you guys are at the height of your careers. What are you doing getting pregnant? This is something like you should be like having a discussion about." And you know, you
Yeah,
guys,
but also she's around my age. She's 33, 34. And if you wait longer than that, then you start to get into the complication range. And right now we're 51 minutes into this episode and we're starting to get into
Not for nothing. We
We're
dead ass
starting
are gonna
to
get
get into-
even more Becky Lynch now because she's gonna have her kid, and we'll get 10 years more of her now. You feel me?
we're starting to get into that territory that you know that shit. We're only in 96, 97, and we have till this year to get through. So let's get through this, gentlemen.
Okay.
let's do it.
He had a four corners match after that 97 Royal Rumble where he was eliminated by Stone Cold with Stone Cold and Vader. It was an elimination for the vacant WWF Championship at In Your House, but Bret Hart won. I guess Bret Hart was in the match also. Following the Undertaker for months, the Undertaker managed to win the WWF Championship for the second time against Psycho Sid at WrestleMania 13. And still, right now, nobody's noticing that the Undertaker's undefeated at WrestleMania. This is something that just happened organically. In May of 97, Paul Bearer attempted to rejoin The Undertaker using the ultimatum of revealing The Undertaker's deepest, darkest secret. Bearer accused The Undertaker of having burned down the family funeral home business when he was a child, killing his parents and killing his younger half-brother as well.
Uh-oh.
Taker denied everything, but, you know, he said he had proof that his half-brother Kane was alive and well. Bearer said he raised Kane after the fire. He had him institutionalized. But Undertaker responded that Kane was the pyromaniac and he's the one that set the shit on fire. But still, right now, you can't, you know, you can't fucking deny the force that is the Undertaker. And this was one of the this is set to be one of his deepest storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
And it happens unbeknownst to him when he starts his rivalry at SummerSlam with Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
The special
Great
guest,
fucking match.
great fucking match. But before they had the match, Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee. He took a chair shot. He went to hit Bret Hart. He hit The Undertaker. And that's what started their feud. And that's where we get the first ever Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. after they've been feuding for a little while, and that was a fucking gruesome match, a great fucking match.
Yeah. That shit was fire. That
Iconic.
shit.
Iconic.
During the match, however, we would get another iconic thing that would occur in the business, and this is where the storyline of Kane's half brother finally made his debut.
Rip
And
that cage
Big
door
white.
open.
Oh my god, that big white arm. Oh my Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Right, dude.
dude,
The
the
dude
way he
was a
whooped.
parade,
The
dude.
story about Glenn
That's
Jacobs.
the first time I was scared. I was more scared because the Undertaker was scared. I'm like, fuck. I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
Before we get
I was like,
yeah, well, that's only because he gained his respect back in the territories.
yeah,
They
Smoky Mountain, right down with Jim Cornette.
Yeah,
Because Jim
Smoky
Cornette
Mountain.
had
Yeah,
Jacob. Yeah,
Smoky
He
Jim
went
Cornette
to
had
try
Jacob.
him out. He went to give him a tryout match, and he
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah, he tried him out. Yeah, he did.
But Vince, he brought him up, and he was like, "You're a dentist,"
You're
and then he made him the fake Diesel after that and shit. But
yeah, the fake D. He was the fake. That's fucked up.
here's where Glenn Jacobs gets his rub when he comes down under the control of Paul Bearer and rips the fucking Hell in a Cell cage door off.
Yeah.
And tombstones the Undertaker.
Yep.
If you watch The Last Ride or The Brothers of Destruction, one of those things, they show you footage of when the Undertaker was Kane was practicing behind the scenes the tombstone so he could get it right.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
Kane then challenged the Undertaker constantly, but constantly refused to fight his half brother. So he didn't want to fight him at all.
Yeah. He dubbed him. He was dubbing him.
It was a couple of times there where it looked like they were going to join forces when DX started gaining up on the Undertaker, but it was only because it was the type of only I could beat on my brother mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Around the time that Kane would come out, start wrecking everybody.
Everybody.
Undertaker wouldn't put a hand on him, but you'll see him turn around and be like, "Oh, you don't want to fight? I'll pop it off on this man. Hold that. Here's the next one. Big boot. Here's the next one. Choke slam."
You know what was the crazy thing with Kane? When he first jumped off the top rope with that flying clothesline, I was like, holy shit. I was like, what? Because that was like one of the first times you saw a big man actually doing some crazy shit like that. I was
from there, that's when he started doing the sit-up thing, just like Undertaker. So
from the beginning, he did that. They wanted to model him after the Undertaker.
Yeah, he's a cop. He was
which if all our viewers were paying attention to the beginning of the episode, this is where our question is gonna come into play in a few minutes. We're gonna ask the question and we're gonna give some names, and you let us know who was the first one. But this is where the company looks to the big dog to give him another first. And his rivalry goes to a different level when he goes and fights the Kane in the first ever Inferno match.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy match.
That shit was a match.
Undertaker.
I don't know why they haven't brought it even more back. Like I feel like they should do it like once a year.
But it's not really something that somebody can get into unless you normally wear long sleeves.
They should do the fucking. They can do the fucking Fiend with that shit.
Yo, the last time
a lot of people don't like taking it away, using that match, because if you watch all the documentaries that are coming out now, Taker and Kane say about the Inferno match, it was taking their breath away the whole time. Every time it would jump. You know what I mean? And these guys are putting their all into this match, and their fucking breath is being taken away every time the fucking heat pumps. So not a lot of people like to do that match at all.
The last time we saw an actual Inferno match, it was from Kane versus MVP when MVP first showed up as Montel Vontavious Porter.
You're gonna have to look that up. Anybody out there right now in Facebook or YouTube land want to look that up on Google real quick? Let us know who the last Inferno match was. Let us know if that's not the question for the shirt, but let us know who the last Inferno match was.
I throw my name in for that one.
The first one was The Undertaker and Kane at WrestleMania. Oh no, excuse me, at Unforgiven in your
Forgiven.
house. But after that, the Undertaker's feud with Mankind was concluded after they faced each other in Hell in a Cell. This is the iconic Hell in a Cell. A lot of people don't even realize that the first Hell in a Cell was Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, because everybody remembers the Undertaker throwing Mankind off of the fucking cell and him falling
Yeah.
onto the fucking cage.
It feels like the very
Crazy.
first one, but you
It
know,
does-
He did that with a fucked up ankle. That whole match.
No, he had a broken foot, bro.
Yeah, like he was fucked up. It's ridiculous. He climbed up and down that shit. And
A
walked
lot of
on
shit. No, wait. Was it the one with Mankind? I think it was the one with Shawn Michaels that he had the broken foot.
No, it was with Mankind because I remember I was
Mankind, yeah, it was with
about it,
Mankind, right?
and on
it
the
took him a
top,
while to get up that cage.
Mankind was like looking at him to like
Mark
do like
says
slam.
Armageddon
He just looked at
2006
him like
was the last
no.
Inferno match.
Which one?
MVP and Kane. He's right.
See, that's the last one I remember because I saw the weeks leading up to it. I was watching all the episodic
But
shows.
didn't Kane
MVP.
do one with the didn't they do one recently with the Wyatt family?
No, that's when they set his house on fire, and they were using pyromaniacs, but it wasn't an Inferno match. It was MVP and Kane.
Well, we're gonna jump along after that. We're gonna skip all the way to January '99, where he came out into his. Well, excuse me, it was the later part of '98, the early part of '99, where he introduced an updated version of himself, the Dark Priest. This right here dawned the era of me being scared of the Undertaker. The Dark Priest. This is where the man used to do rituals. You know what I mean? This is where he started the Ministry of Darkness.
Oh, yeah. And then they kidnapped Stephanie McMahon and did that whole shit with her.
Yeah, they kidnapped Stephanie, but his whole crew. This is the completed Ministry of Darkness. It was the Brood, which was Edge and Christian and Gangrel.
Yeah.
The Acolytes, Farouk and Bradshaw, and Midian and Viscera. But under this time, Calloway didn't wrestle because he had to undergo a hip replacement surgery, his first. Because as we know, he's had multiple.
Yeah.
This is where he really just sat behind and sent his minions to go do his fucking work. And like you said, he kidnapped Stephanie and tried to marry her and sacrifice and all of that other bullshit.
Yeah.
This is where he hung her on the sign and shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's when
That
Stone
shit was
Cold
crazy.
came.
Didn't
Stone
he
Cold-
hang the rock? He hung the rock too off of it. I think he hung the rock one episode too, because he was doing it like every week. He was bringing it out.
He was wild. He was definitely
wild.
running
I
the
was
fucking
like,
show.
yo, he's bugging with it, yo. I was like, yo, he was hanging mad niggas. He had like a couple of episodes that they were bringing out and they were hanging somebody every episode on it. I was like, yo.
It was
I was
really
like,
like they
damn,
were killing
son.
motherfuckers.
And the most
Yeah,
uncanny
man.
hero of that whole little stint was Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was going in there, stunning everybody, jumping
Yeah.
crowds, and just hitting them. Stone
He
Cold,
was fine.
he wasn't supposed to be the hero, but everybody's like, yo, who else is gonna be the baddest son of a bitch to go over there and start
Nah,
popping
but
off?
there was one episode, man, that they fucking beat that motherfucker's ass though one time.
Well,
bro.
because of all the notoriety the Dark Priest gained, he won his third championship at Bad Blood against Steve Austin,
Yeah, he took it over. Yeah.
with help from Stephanie McMahon as a special guest referee. And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
where they started the corporate ministry. And then he won after he lost and the corporate ministry disbanded for some reason, I guess Undertaker lost again to Austin.
And if memory serves me correct, that's when he started the American Badass.
No, your memory doesn't serve you correct. That
No,
is
that's not-
almost a decade down the line, but we're
We're
gonna
not
get there.
there. Down the line. We're not there yet.
We're
We're
gonna
not
get
there
there.
yet.
No,
We're
yeah,
not there
all
yet.
right.
After this, he began a storyline with the Big Show, and that's
With
when
the Big Show, yeah.
they were known as the Unholy Alliance, and they got the
Yeah.
tag championships.
There was an era before that. I mean, okay.
That was when that was when The Rock tossed him over to the Big Show because The Rock was just destroying him on the promos at the time. The Rock was just destroying him, and then he just tossed him over to the Big Show. He's like,
Yeah.
here's some
He
leftovers
always-
to the Big Show because
Yeah,
The
but
Rock
he
was
couldn't really wrestle at this
destroying him.
time, so that's why he let Big Show go destroy people.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
wasn't he
Rock
still under the name Paul White? He was trying
He
to.
Paul
also
White, yeah, Paul White, yeah.
see you were right though. He didn't. This is not where he started the American Badass, but this is where he started transitioning into more of a biker feel.
Okay, so I was somewhere in the on the right path.
We're
Yeah.
not entirely wrong.
You're not entirely wrong.
Cross the legs again.
He would then, do other shit. We're gonna fast forward though. We'll fast forward into when he actually left and came back after a pectoral muscle tear. That's when, my friend, he did come back as the American Badass. And it seems like he was the American Badass for like my whole childhood. But well, my teenage years. But it says here he was only the American Badass for 1 year. Go figure.
What?
But
It,
it's
it
gotta
felt
be
so
that.
it felt so much longer than that.
I
Them
felt like
toys
he
must
had
have
like
lasted forever.
2 different sagas of the American Badass, because he did the American Badass when he had long hair, and then he would did it again when he had short hair. You know what I'm
Yeah, this
saying?
is but this is
So
why I tell you he keeps evolving his shit.
he
And
he,
we're
he
gonna get
did
into why
he
he
did that's
evolved.
what he got. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're jumping a little too ahead, because I remember before he did that American
No, there was
Badass, but to culminate the feud with Stone Cold, what we were talking about right now with the crucifixion and all of that stuff, when they culminated that feud, which I went to that paper, which is SummerSlam '98, when they culminated the feud, which was him and Stone Cold, and Stone Cold took the belt off him, because it was like the culmination of all of that going on with the crucifixion and Stephanie McMahon. Then after that, Kane came back, and Undertaker went through a phase that people were beating him
there was a
up.
whole bunch of shit we skipped because he also
Yeah,
had a fucking a casket match against Triple H and shit. There
yeah,
was
yeah.
Real quick,
we're
Jason.
just fast forwarding because we're dragging. We gotta keep going.
Okay, so right now
J-
we're like 99, 2000.
No, we're
With
at
American
2000,
Bad,
2000, 2000.
2000. Okay, American Badass. Okay.
There's 46 pages on this guy, so like we
Oh, trust
covered
me, I
that a
know.
lot.
Yeah,
No, I
we're
know
trying to
you know. I'm letting them know.
we're trying to get through it.
Yeah,
But
there's
he
a
came
lot.
back in May 2000 as the American Badass, and this is when the McMahon Helmsley regime was real big. McMahon had, Triple H had forcefully, basically married Stephanie, and
Yeah, that shit was funny. I
she
remember that.
started
The
liking that
Vegas.
shit. But he came back to try to be the face of the company at the time. Uh, the faction caused him to turn face, like I just said, and
Yeah,
the Undertaker teamed with The Rock and Kane to defeat the team of Triple H, Shane McMahon, and Vince McMahon. Afterwards,
Judgment Day. It was Judgment Day, I think it was.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Afterward, he was booked to team with Kane to contend for the WWF Tag Team Championships, and they defeated Edge and Christian.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that was the second run. That's the second run. Okay.
But that earned them the right to the following week for the championship. So they beat them first, and then they fought for the titles.
Okay.
The Undertaker then challenged Kurt Angle for the WWF Championship at Survivor Series, but he was defeated.
he lost. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was where
That was a good match,
Eric
though. That was a
Angle
really
came
good
in.
fucking match.
Yeah, that was where Eric Angle
No.
came in and they did the oopty on him. Because
Yeah,
Eric Angle looks just fucking like Kurt.
yeah. That was a really good one. That was a really good one.
After that, though, in 2001, The Undertaker reunited with Kane as the Brothers of Destruction, challenging for the WWF Tag Team Championships once again. They received a title shot at No Way Out, facing Edge and Christian again, and then champions the Dudley Boys in a table match. But they were not successful. The Undertaker then went on to defeat Triple H at WrestleMania 7. He and Kane continued a storyline that focused on Triple H, who formed a surprise alliance with the WWF champion Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah,
They
the
were
power
the
trip.
two-man power trip.
The 2-man power trip. Yeah.
That
They
was,
had
I
the
believe,
Intercontinental. They had the Intercontinental, the WWF title, and the tag belts. They had
yeah, they
all. They
had
had
them all.
everything.
Yeah, they had
No,
them
the
all.
main belts. They had all the main belts.
I believe that was the very first time in Stone Cold's career that he was a heel.
Yeah, I think
Which
that
is
was his
funny
first
because I
heel run.
always
Yeah.
thought he was a bad guy. I don't know how I
He's
perceived.
an anti-heel.
I flip that shit all the time. I always thought I was like, nah, he's always a bad guy, right?
He's
Like,
an anti. He could pull a little bit to the left a lot, or he could pull a little bit to the right, or he could
I
pull
learned
a
that
little.
later, but
And then
initially I was
sometimes
like,
he'll like stay right there. and then
See,
they'll
but
stay
this
right
is
there.
the
But then
Brothers
if
of
not, but
Destruction.
yeah,
The Brothers of Destruction, they were granted the opportunity to face Triple H and Austin for their titles. Triple H was the Intercontinental Champion, and Stone Cold was the World Champion.
yep,
After they weren't the fucking tag champions yet. Edge and Christian
yeah,
were the tag champions, and they beat Edge and Christian for the tag titles, and then they gained the opportunity to fight the two-man power trip for their titles.
yeah, okay, yeah. Because Kane was for the Kane was going for the Intercontinental title, and Taker was going for the World title.
This is when the Evasion storyline was happening.
Yeah, the invasion. That's when the invasion came in. Yeah, the invasion came in, and then Austin joined the invasion with the
Wow.
World title.
Triple H pinned Kane after attacking him with a sledgehammer at Backlash, where the Brothers of Destruction lost their championships. So this is where they got the double titles, the two-man power trip.
Yeah, the part. Oof, packing
Yeah.
all the gold.
After that,
man.
I don't know why they chose for the invasion to have him feud with Diamond Dallas Page, but then after that, he was doing shit with Chris Canyon and Kane and Big Show, and despite this, Team WWF won the match because he was in the Survivor Series match. You know what I mean?
And wasn't that around the same era that Vince McMahon kept boasting about his $1 billion biceps?
Yeah, always.
He kept coming out with the
Great
Van
food.
Dam black tee, white.
What you talking about? He still got the $1 billion bicep.
He got the $1 billion vaccinations.
The match at
Nah,
Survivor
not for
Series
nothing.
was
That Botox. He need to stop taking Botox. Man.
He
He looked
does.
like he looked like Walter Mercado on this last Survivor Series. I was like, holy shit.
Team WWE at Survivor Series was Taker, Kane, Rock, Shane, and Kurt. And Angle pinned Taker due to interference by Austin. So this is where Austin switched. But after that, this is where he kind of shifted from the American Badass to Big Evil.
Oh, okay. I was when he had the devil shirt, the red devil shirt, right?
Yeah, the Red Devil shirt.
Yeah, okay. And he was wearing the bandana with the
this is
shoulder.
where
That's when he cut his hair. That's when he cut his hair. That's the second American Badass.
No, it wasn't American Badass. It's Big Evil because he turned heel.
Yeah, okay. But it was like towards that because he was riding a bike and shit and all of that.
As a matter of fact,
this is when he made everybody. This was around the time Vince had the Kiss My Ass Club, and everybody thought Undertaker was gonna kiss Vince's ass, be made to kiss Vince's ass, but he made Jim Ross kiss his ass.
Yeah.
Wait, and isn't that around the same time he started using the snake? He started using the snake eyes move, where he kind of like throws you face first on the top buckle, and then he'll run with the big boot.
Yeah, this is when he beat Rob Van Dam for the Hardcore Championship.
Yeah, okay.
His next storyline is one that we all remember because it was a bullshit one. Was when he started his feud with Maven at the 2002 Royal Rumble, where the newly the newly won first ever Tough Enough guy came in and he started just cleaning house. Well, no, he didn't clean house.
I mean, he was getting good.
Taker
they were putting him over. They were putting him over. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it 100.
Yo,
they tried to look. Let's just keep it a buck. They tried to feed us Maven a little bit. We got a little caught up behind him. Undertaker tried to give him a little push, but he fucking dropped the ball. He's whack. He sucked ass. He sucked ass because Undertaker still made him look good, and he sucked.
But you know what he was doing though? He won a lot of those matches with those roll-up pins. It's not like he had a move.
He didn't have no finishing move.
He didn't finish nobody. He didn't take him out.
The most devastating move in the business, like Simon Miller says it. And shout out to Simon Miller. Devastating move in the business. The surprise roll-up. That's all he won by.
Yeah. He kept doing that and holding the tights or putting your foot on the rope. Yeah, that's how he got out of a lot of those fights too. Because he was gonna get fucked up on a few occasions, but a distraction here or there, a roll up 3 seconds later. Oh, you won. That's it.
Look at that. The Undertaker went and put himself under for some fucking Maven motherfucker.
After that Maven bullshit, but this is not the first time. I mean, or the last. The Undertaker will be thrown under the bus by fucking Vince McMahon, but we'll get there because we all were fucking tight. He started a feud with The Rock after this.
Oh yeah, that was a
for the
good one.
undisputed WWF Championship.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Storyline continued when The Rock cost the Undertaker his match against Maven for the Hardcore Championship, and then the two faced off at No Way Out, where the Undertaker lost due to interference from Ric Flair.
That's when they fought
now,
Ric Flair at Mania.
This right here is where, this is where he fought Rick at Mania 18. But this is where this is the first time they acknowledge the streak.
Yeah, 10-0.
After the match, he started counting
10-0.
Yeah, 10, that's when he finally became 10-0, and then from there on, they started like people in the audience would start coming to the shows with tombstones and everybody's different name and number under it.
For me, it exploded after 14. When they got to 14, whoo, that shit took off like wildfire.
Matter of fact,
true 15,
story.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh my God, man.
It took off after this, but that's they know about it. They knew about it. I honestly think if they would have kept it organic, it would have been more than that. But after the storyline with Ric Flair, this when they started the brand draft. So he was drafted to Raw.
Mm-hmm. I was there for one of those matches where a matter of fact, I was at the Monday Night Raw right after Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair were going at it, where he retired him. I
think that's like another 5-6 years after.
Yeah, that's later in 2008. You're on 2002, right?
We are 2002.
Okay.
So what happened here was Taker defeated Stone Cold at Backlash to become the number one contender, and later that night he helped Hollywood Hulk Hogan defeat Triple H for the title. So that way the Undertaker could fight Stone Cold, and he defeated Hogan for the renamed WWE Undisputed Championship at Judgment Day. The next night on Raw, the Undertaker turned face once again after defeating Jeff Hardy in a ladder match. So this is where Jeff Hardy gets his notoriety from. This is why Jeff Hardy is who he is. He gave him his shit right after this match. So we're gonna skip.
He gave him the 8.
Oh, hey, you're talking about the undisputed title. Wasn't it? Shouldn't Chris Jericho be popping on the scene right about now?
Yeah, everybody was already there. Eddie Guerrero was around. Chris Jericho was around. Chris Benoit was around.
But Jericho had the belts. Triple H took it off of him at Mania. Then they gave a new belt, bringing them together, and then that's when Taker took it off of Triple H.
So right now, what we're doing is we're just trying to follow Taker as much as we can. We're not going to try.
Just Taker. Okay, forget about. Okay, we're talking about Taker. Okay, all
right. But then you're right, because that's when they created the World Heavyweight Championship belt.
They didn't create it; they brought it back just for Triple H.
Yeah.
Well, they brought it back. I thought they made it because I just.
But this is not when all of that shit happened yet. This is after it happened. This
was like right after the unification with the Alliance and shit.
Yeah, this is when he fought Brock Lesnar at Unforgiven for the title. After
my bad, I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm still here. I heard y'all, but I figured that was what they did.
I see you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Twisting.
After their match, after his match and feud with Brock Lesnar, in a Hell in a Cell match after he really won. I really lost to Brock Lesnar. He took a break after the Big Show threw him off a stage, sparking a feud. But then he returned in 2003 at the Royal Rumble. Immediately continued his feud with Taker. Immediately continued his feud with Big Show. Defeated him by submission and No Way Out with a triangle choke. That's when he started the Hell's Gate and all of them fucking bullshit ass feuds with Nathan Jones and all of that.
Is this when he was fighting against Big Show? Is that when they broke one of the rings? Was
with
that
the Big Show?
Yeah, because I know Big Show was involved, but I don't know if it was Undertaker choke slammed him or something.
It wasn't Undertaker. It was Undertaker was choking motherfuckers and putting them through the ring.
But it was
breaking. It was a hole. Yeah, just the hole. The Big Show and Brock Lesnar, I believe, were the first people to break
that
the ring
like
down.
broke the
to
ring?
break
Okay.
the ring. Yep.
Yeah,
I knew it was Big Show, but I didn't know if it was Undertaker or somebody
And
else.
every time it was with the superplex move.
Oh, really?
That shit, yeah, yo, that shit is crazy, bro. The
Yeah,
Big Show
all that
Brock
weight.
Lesnar one.
Over
I heard
the
that one wasn't staged. Though. I heard that was the only one that wasn't staged.
Yeah. The only reason why
The
they
Big Show
staged it.
Brock Lesnar one,
The
they
only reason why they
broke
staged it after. The only reason why they staged it after is because the way the support beams under the ring imploded. I think it almost hurt one of the referees that actually fell out to the side of the ring when he
because
fell.
it wasn't a work. It really broke the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yo, Brock
Wrestling is not
Lesnar. I'm
fake,
another
people.
Brock Lesnar's the beast, bro. Like Brock Lesnar.
Well, he
I gotta
was
watch more
always
Big Show.
established as a beast. So we'll get on to what fucks me up about Brock Lesnar. But after this is when he started the rest of this year is when he started feuding with John Cena. You know, the whole word life.
Yeah. Thugonomics and shit.
Thugonomics, the doctor of
Then
thugonomics.
he started his feud with Vince McMahon, and that's when Kane came back without the mask, and he chokeslammed Big Evil into the grave, and that's when he started coming back as the Dead Man.
Oh, and he was
2004.
rocking the white eye contact lens, right?
In 2000, Kane, yeah,
Kane, yeah,
but
to show that.
Kane always had that contact in.
You just couldn't see it though, right?
Yeah, because of the
You
match.
couldn't see it. The storyline leading up to his return at WrestleMania, the biggest, what they still call the biggest WrestleMania, WrestleMania 20, was Kane was haunted by vignettes of the Undertaker, like he was haunting him, and that's when they had the little Freddy Krueger bitches on there. Remember?
Yeah.
Taker's bell toll, distracting Kane, allowing Booker T to eliminate him at the Royal Rumble. The Undertaker returned as a hybrid version of himself at WrestleMania 20 and defeated Kane. At Judgment Day, the Undertaker defeated Booker T. 1 week later, Heyman ordered the Dudley Boys to kidnap Paul Bearer. Thus, Paul Heyman took control of the Undertaker. At the Great American Bash, Undertaker fought a handicap match against the Dudley Boys with the stipulation that if he did not lay down and purposely lose, Heyman would bury Paul Bearer in cement. The Undertaker won and stopped Heyman from burying Paul Bearer. There was a lot of stupid shit, but this is where JBL was coming up. After he feuded with John Cena, he started feuding with the fucking Undertaker, and it was fucking big money for him.
Remind me what
but Eddie Guerrero made JBL though.
Eddie Guerrero did make JBL, yes, but
JBL, who's that? Tell me that.
Tom Bradshaw
Tom
Layfield.
Bradshaw, yeah.
Oh, Bradshaw. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So some of these people, I didn't realize HBK was fucking Shawn Michaels. I didn't realize that shit.
It's all right.
Then, like when I finally connected it, I was like, I'm a fucking retard. I really am not a fan of this.
We'll learn you yet, Talon. We'll learn you yet. After this, he did the whole legend killer shit with Randy Orton. He beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania to make the streak 13-0.
Mm-hmm. That's when that whole legend killer thing
is that still unnoticed?
What is?
What?
Like, is his streak of 13-0 unnoticed still? Like, or
it's not 13-0. His streak would grow to be 22-2.
No, I know, but I'm saying, are people aware?
No, it's
that
not. It started being noticed after he fought Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Okay.
At WrestleMania X8 18.
Yeah.
18, yeah.
So 2 years before this one is when they started noticing.
Mm-hmm.
After this,
so he got 10 years.
He was in the most controversial shit in SmackDown history. On an episode of SmackDown, it taped on July 4th. General Manager Theodore Long put Muhammad Hassan in a match against The Undertaker at the Great American Bash and placed Daivari in a match that night against The Undertaker, who quickly defeated Daivari. After the match, Hassan began to pray on the ramp, summoning 5 maxed men. this was the time where that whole shit with the towers going down was still big.
Oh yeah, when they did that terrorist thing, when that shit was mad uncomfortable.
That terrorist angle, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
Davari
did
caught
like
a lot of heat from
yo,
that.
these
The
niggas did
men
like a
dressed in
fucking
black with
a
ski masks.
Taliban angle in the ring. I was like,
Yeah,
yo, come on. I'm like, it's too early for that. Come on, man.
they
I'm
came
like,
out. They came out in black shirts.
yo, bro, my mom was kind of like mad because she was watching it there with me and shit. Like, you know, my mom wasn't even paying attention, but when she saw it, she's like, yo, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they
It was a
definitely.
little offensive. A little offensive. It was a little offensive.
This is why it's still the most controversial segment of SmackDown history, and it's never talked about. But
Yeah.
after
They
he
don't even bring it up in specials.
after
just
he
cut it
started
out.
praying on the ramp, the 5 masked men dressed in black shirts, ski masks, and camouflage pants came out armed, with clubs and piano wire. The
Yeah.
masked men they beat
Piano
and
wire.
choked the Undertaker, and Hassan put the Undertaker in a camel clutch. Afterwards, the masked men lifted Davari above their heads and carried him away. 3 days later, the London bombings took place. The footage aired unedited on UPN in the broadcast. It was removed from the Australian and European, including the United Kingdom. So this was when SmackDown was still taped, and they
Yeah.
taped it, and it just so happens to air when the London bombing started
Yeah,
happening.
because I remember when I used to go to SmackDown, we had to go on Tuesdays to go see it. You feel me? And then my dad would tell me they do it Tuesday and they were recorded for
I never
Thursday.
realized how close that shit was in Connecticut. I kind of regret it.
Well,
There was
they garnered national attention after that.
yeah.
I bet they did.
It was revealed in late July 2005 that UPN had pressured WWE to keep Hassan off their network.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was
They fired him. They fired him right after that.
Wait, hold on. UPN?
Yeah,
UPN.
UPN. That was
Yeah,
UPN
it's when
9. It
Channel
was
9,
UPN
yeah.
9.
UPN was the one
9.
that was hosting the wrestling shit? That's kind of crazy.
They were the first. They were the first. They were the first source for SmackDown Thursday nights. It was them.
Crazy. Shout out to
Yeah.
UPN.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, but they didn't want the smoke, bro. If it was on USA or TNT, they would have wanted all the smoke.
Oh yeah. But you know, but that was the thing though. Remember, WWE was already they didn't want to keep giving money to Ted Turner because Ted Turner owned USA too. But regardless of the fact, yeah, Ted Turner competed with Vince, but at the end of the day, Vince still had to pay him money because he owns USA.
Well, we're gonna jump along.
Damn, that's crazy though.
Yeah,
We're gonna jump all the way along. We're gonna skip a lot of shit. Even him fighting for the ECW World Championship.
Wait, hold on. Should we ask the question so people can think about it?
You know what? Yeah, let's ask the question because we are about to head into the World Heavyweight Championship era of the Undertaker's career. So we'll ask the question now. Who, my dearies, who, and you 4 motherfuckers cannot answer this question. Who was the first Kane in history? Was it Glenn Jacobs? Was it Sid Vicious? Was it fucking Damian Priest? Or was it Mark Calloway? I don't know why the fuck I said Damian Priest.
Let us know what you think.
Let's say that again. Let's say that again. And let's put that out there, all right? Who had the first Kane gimmick in history? Was it Glenn Jacobs, Paul Bearer, Sid Vicious, or Mark Calloway?
You said we can't answer it, right?
No, you guys can't answer it.
No, if you do, you actually have to fight Kane.
You actually have to fight Kane.
I'm with it.
Kane now.
I already know it.
Yo, all I gotta do is call my partner Jay Knox. It's over. We're taking down the knees. We're drop kicking him to the face, and then we're gonna pull up Ciampa and Gargano.
This is one-on-one, bro. This is one-on-one. Oh, where'd Mark go? I saw Mark popping in there.
Jay Knox is retired.
What? That was one of my favorite wrestlers, yo. You ever heard of Jay Knox? Just watch your jaw piece, bro, because you got a kick coming your way.
We're gonna put this in right now, all right? And there's no either or. You got to pick one, and we'll do. I'm gonna type it in right now, and it starts from after it goes into these comments here. All right.
Okay.
Who was the first Kane? Was it A.
Oh,
Glenn Jacobs?
Oh, man.
Oops.
I'm here. I'm just trying to fix something over here.
yeah. I was also letting my laptop charge for a bit.
Sorry about that. Let's take that off of there. Let's hide that. Oops. What is happening?
You were holding shift, bruh.
yeah, I guess. All right. Who was the first Kane?
I never had a moment where I want to snitch so bad on this answer.
I have to stop pressing fucking enter. God damn it. And this question, my dearies, is for this Talking Junk shirt here. I'll ship this shirt right here to you if you can get this answer correct, and the winner will be determined after this live here. If I can get the fucking question out. So it's gonna be
answering the
who
question. Tell me how to order one. I want one.
was the first Kane?
Who was the first king?
All right, I'm back, guys.
So am I.
So you
Sorry.
said we're going.
I always click out of here. Sorry about that.
No problem.
So
Was it A. Glenn Jacobs?
Mark Calloway.
Glenn Jacobs. Was it
Paul Bearer.
B.
Put me. Fuck it. I was the first king.
Paul Bearer?
Was it Teddy Ruxpin?
Was it C.
Orange Cassidy.
Or John
Mark-
Laurinaitis?
Mark Calloway?
Or Cain from Cain and Abel in the Bible?
Or was it D. Mick Foley?
Mick fucking Foley.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Also,
Put this
I
in
know
the
before
chat.
how I said HBK I didn't recognize. Didn't know Mick Foley and Mankind were the same person for a while either. Shit,
I figured that out once I saw Dude Love in WCW.
What the hell happened? And
Oh,
D,
there you go.
D is Mick Foley. So just so
What?
you guys know that.
What? Mick Foley. Mick Foley.
It was Mick Foley.
No, Mick Foley was a choice number D.
Choice number D. So guys, I'm gonna let one of you guys take over. We're gonna go over his World Heavyweight Championship reign for right now, so I can type this question out because it's bothering me.
All right, Chanders, you got the wiki up? I think you had it up before.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have the wiki up.
Yeah. You want to take over for him? Where you at, Jason?
Sure, why not? I'll take over for. Okay, so we're gonna go into his World Championship reign in the mid 2000s. So we're talking about 2007 between 2007 and 2010. He first started feuding before he went to the World Championship run. He had the match with Shawn Michaels, which he retired Shawn
Oh,
Michaels.
hey manager.
So he retired Shawn Michaels on scene. That was like, that big crazy match at WrestleMania. I don't know, you guys probably seen it. It was like, for me, one of the greatest Mania matches of all time between him and Shawn Michaels.
Do you have a
Yeah.
Then after that, he started feuding. That's when he went 15-0. Then he had a little small feud with John Cena. And when he came back after that, he started feuding with Batista.
Oof.
And
God
culminating
damn
in
it.
then after when they started feuding with that, him and Batista had a really good build up. Batista had beat him at No Way Out, and then Undertaker came back at Mania 22. Yeah, Mania 23, April 1st. That's when the streak really started getting even bigger because that's when like Batista, he was the biggest, big strong dude at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
under he was beating up everybody. He had beat up Rey
It's the
Mysterio.
animal.
Yeah, he was an animal. Like he was an animal, but he was just an asshole at the time. So he started doing that, and then then from there, after they culminated that feud, they went to Mania. He beat him, and he got hurt, so he ended up
Undertaker did.
relinquishing. Yeah, and then he ended up Mark Henry ended up taking the title from him May 11th. Right after that, he had got hurt,
Oh,
and
that's when the House of Pain era was beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then right after he got hurt, he came back again, and he Batista had the world title. Him and Batista went back and forth with it. He dropped it. Then at the Mania after Mania 24, that's when he challenged Edge. When him
What
and
year is
Edge
this?
went 2000
5 or 6.
2000 yeah 2006. No,
Okay.
this is
Okay.
2000 no 2008 matter of fact. When he
Okay.
challenged
Oh,
Edge, yeah.
Okay.
When Edge, yeah, he defeated he defeated Edge to retain the title, and then they went and fought again at Mania, and that's when he took it again from he took it from Edge definitely.
yeah,
All
but see,
right,
that,
there we
that was
go.
also during his rated R superstar
Yeah,
era, right?
rated R. Yeah, that was rated R. That was when he was married to Vicky Guerrero. He was sleeping with Vicky Guerrero, the Cougar at the time.
Craze on Facebook said
Yeah.
1994 Glenn Jacob gimmick name was Doomsday.
No shit.
I
Yeah,
still don't know why I'm not seeing those comments. I can see Crystal Monkey.
yeah, that's actually my boy, Chris. Shout out to Chris, monkey on the mic. He's actually had
Shout
an
out to
awesome
Mark
second
again.
year.
Thanks for coming through, bro. Appreciate the look.
Yeah.
All right,
So
I
yeah,
am
so
back.
going back to the feud, he was feuding with Edge, and then right there, right after, he took another break and he was hurt. Then he came back, had a great feud with CM Punk,
Yes,
which
that feud pushed the boundaries
that
because
feud pushed the
around this
boundaries.
time is when Paul Bearer died in real life.
Yeah. This was like one of his like one of his comeback feuds of like nobody thought the Undertaker was gonna come back and use the Paul Bearer thing. Actually, him dying right there at the time and using that, and then having Paul Heyman actually mock Paul Bearer and doing the makeup paint and the eyebrow and everything and mocking him like, oh yeah, like it was just an amazing feud that they had with CM Punk.
They definitely
And
pushed the boundaries there, like
they
always.
they pushed the back. They always pushing it, but that's what Paul Bearer will want. You know what I'm saying? Just like Eddie Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Guerrero, they will want shit like, yeah, use that shit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how the business is. You feel me? You gotta keep feeding it back. So that was like one of his like big ones. And then right after that, he
After
got
that,
hurt. He got hurt. He returned, and then they had another heavyweight championship match at SummerSlam with CM Punk. So they had a little long feud for like a little bit, and then at Hell in a Cell, Hell in a Cell between him, Batista, and Rey Mysterio had a triple threat match.
And this is what, like 2009?
Yeah, 2009. Yeah, with Rey Mysterio.
before that, he would feud with a lot of people, like
Yeah, he was
He had
talking
like
about
little,
that.
he had
Finley,
little
Great
small
Khali,
bullshit feuds with
Big
like
Show, MVP.
MVP, Scott Armstrong.
He feuded with a bunch of people.
Yeah, he had
Uh,
like small feuds. Like he did a lot of tag teams because he was working hurt, so they didn't want to overwork him. So he had a lot of tag team feuds.
Wasn't that
And
around
then
the
the
time?
streak had continued, and then this is when he started getting the beef with Triple H, because him and Triple H they started beefing because of the whole thing with Shawn Michaels, and that's when that's when him and Triple H they just started going at it again, and then that's when Triple H
well,
called him out.
he went into something with Randy Orton after that. This is when Randy Orton had Legacy. This is when Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase
Oh
first
yeah,
made their
yeah,
debut.
you're right.
After
2009.
that,
Yeah.
after that, He successfully defended the title against Rey Mysterio at Royal Rumble, but then he lost at the Elimination Chamber. And at the Elimination Chamber, when his pyro went off, the man was on fire,
Yeah,
bro.
he got burnt. Yeah,
Yep.
the middle of
He
the track.
fought the
Yeah.
match
Fought that match with
with
Burns.
second-degree burns.
Yep. I remember
Yeah.
him talking about that. I think in the Hot Ones interview.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was like he had like a third degree burns on his chest. He supposedly went into shock right after that when he got out of there.
Yep.
From MVP.
No, the Undertaker went into shock
Oh,
right
when he
after
got
that
burnt.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the burns, like right after the match, because he was pouring bottles of water on himself. They were just talking
Yeah.
about it on the special. He was dumping like bottles of water himself the whole time while he was in the pod.
And there
Because
was tax, I think, too.
yeah, they were taxing it and everything, so they was dragging his chest across the ring. Like it was, man, the dude, he did a lot for the business.
Hey,
Fight with tax.
on a side
But
note, for all this going
going back
on,
what Jason was saying with the feud with Randy Orton, that's when they were doing with the wax and they were making like the statues inside the caskets and stuff. When that was he was giving Randy Orton that rub too.
he always drew from mainstream horror, so that's when House
Also wax.
House of Wax, that shit was
Yeah.
big.
So they were doing that, and he dragged them into that. And that was actually Randy Orton's dad. That was Bob Orton was in that with him too.
Wait,
That
Billy Bob
vignette.
Thornton?
No, not
that's
Billy Bob Thornton. Cowboy Bob Thornton.
Cowboy Bob
is
Orton.
my
Cowboy
bad.
Bob Orton.
I know better than that. I'm sorry. I was just thinking Thornton and Orton. Having my mind blown again by some wrestler connections. I was jumpy there. My bad.
After that, he faced the Big Show at Cyber Sunday. Oh,
Hold
excuse me.
on.
No, that was after. It looked like a bad sunburn, they said.
Yeah, really bad.
Undertaker
Yeah.
lost the title to Chris Jericho after interference from Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Jericho has said on multiple occasions that the pyrotechnician responsible for the accident was immediately escorted from the arena and relieved of his employment with WWE at the behest of Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
damn.
I mean, it makes sense.
Because Calloway
This
had
is
told him a couple of
dangerous.
days before. Like, he said it on the show. He just
Mm-hmm.
said it. He said he told the guy, hey, he's a little too close because you like moving to the side, and the guy he said he looked at him and like brushed it off, like yeah, whatever. And right
He
there,
also
like,
said if you want to do pyro shit, don't. The Undertaker said don't do pyro shit. Probably should listen to that.
that was one of the reasons why they had to start killing pyro because of shit
Yeah.
like that. That was
No,
one of the
actually,
reasons.
they
Remember-
started
Wild.
Remember
throwing
when,
people
when
40
Jeff Hardy
feet
got
off,
burnt?
like in the air is not
they
dangerous.
started killing pyro because it started costing too much. But
Yeah, but hold on. Wasn't there a show somewhere on the East Coast, like in Florida or in Tennessee, where the pyro started causing like a breathing issue for any fans sitting near the side entrances?
it
Or like the
always
seats on the
did.
side?
It always did.
Okay.
Well, the fucking pyros is shit, yo. I love the fucking.
Those were the
pyros.
trailer
Fuck that
seats.
shit.
They kind of planned
I
it
do
out.
not.
You know what
I do
mean?
not. I do
I'm
not
kidding.
smelling a
I'm
little bit
kidding.
of gunpowder for like 2 seconds, bro. I do not mind smelling that for 2 seconds.
I only bring that up because twice I went to WWE shows, both pay-per-view events. One of them was TLC and the other one was SummerSlam at Barclays, and that was like at least almost 10 years ago now. Because I've been in Arizona 7 years. November 1st of this year. So when I went there, both I knew people that worked in the building that I was doing security in. And that person actually does finance for the Barclays and they're a manager. I was able to pay $70-$80 to get like the very side of the entrance where they come out. Like you can't see the full frontal of the whole wall.
Right next to the Titantron, right where they come out from. By the Titantron.
Yes, sorry, I got lost in my words. Titantron. Yo, I was there when the Shield was fighting and all that shit.
Wow.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah,
that was way after this. After this, he fought Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania for the Street Career match.
That's what he ended him, and then he started with Triple H.
Yeah, he ended Shawn Michaels' career.
Shout
the
out to
next
Shawn
year,
Michaels,
though,
man.
after that is when he started feuding with Triple H because at SummerSlam, Taker returned to confront Kane and Mysterio for the championship.
Yep.
But this was the final years of the streak. After 2011 Royal Rumble, promotional videos began airing, showing the Undertaker entering and standing within a Western-style old house on a rainy desert. Each promo ended with the date 2/21/11 being burnt into the screen. On the February 21st episode of Raw, The Undertaker returned, but before he could speak, Triple H also returned and confronted him. The two challenged each other at a match at WrestleMania. Now this is where he started coming back yearly.
Yeah, once a year. Like he will come like once or twice a year at most.
Yeah, so he wanted to this is where
smart, though.
Triple H wanted to defend his man's honor.
Yeah. Like yo, but not for nothing though, that was like super iconic because I was watching it live right there at the moment. And when like Undertaker was there talking and then Triple H came out and got straight up in his face, looked up at the sign, looked at him, and then looked back at the sign, and then looked at him again, and I was like, whoa, like I was like, yo, this is gonna be. I was like, yo, I knew we were in for a ride after that. Like it was like we were in for a ride.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I was looking at the comments and I saw somebody named Crystal say like this is dope. I'm gonna share it, and they were blocked for some reason. I don't know why. But I thought that was kind of funny.
That's hilarious.
Has anybody answered the question correctly though? Like, do we have the manager?
Nobody
on it?
has
Do you know
answered
Jason?
the question correctly yet. No.
We're about
All
to
right.
answer the question, man. Don't make me answer the question, and I'll win that shirt myself.
No, it can't be done.
Nah, it can't be done, man. That's not fair.
This shirt was
Not fair.
donated to.
Christ said Glenn
If
on Mark.
nobody wins it, we're just gonna have to change.
There's
the
no
question for next week.
there's no or. It's either or. You have to pick one.
All right, Chris, make sure you say pick one. Glenn or
Rock,
Mark.
paper, scissors for it.
And if nobody gets it, we gotta change the question and just carry it on next week. You know, keep it going till somebody wins. Gotta win this shit, man. You can't either or. You can't be on the fence. This ain't no cat stuff. This is talking junk. You gotta choose the junk or not. I don't know. Just one
He
answer,
fought
please.
Triple H 2 years in a row after that.
Yeah, they fought in a regular match, and I think it was no.
It was a Hell in a Cell, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the second match. That was like the culmination. That was when Shawn Michaels was a special guest referee in it. That he even helped him in it, and he still couldn't beat him.
It was bananas. That match.
Yeah,
was
that match was good. That
out
was
of the
gold.
out of the 2 years they fought, I think that one was the best one.
Not for nothing though, but they remember when they had another match in Australia, that Super Showdown shit. That shit was fucking good too. Like I saw that shit the other day. Like it was one of their like
We're
last
gonna get there.
ones.
We're gonna get to the Super Showdown, but
Yeah. That.
after his WrestleMania appearances 2 years in a row versus Triple H, his next appearance was on the 1000th episode of
Raw.
SmackDown.
Yep. No, it says Raw.
No, that was
Oh
Raw.
shit, yeah, Raw.
May 27th, 2012.
No, July
No, July
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah, July 23rd. He
in
helped
July.
Kane, who was confronted by Jinder Mahal and Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Hunico, Camacho, and Drew McIntyre. The
Wow,
brothers, a bunch of people.
I haven't heard those names in a minute, especially Tyler Rex.
Well, that's because you haven't been watching. Because one name in there, in particular, you should have been hearing a lot.
Yeah, I had to step away, the baby.
The Undertaker's next appearance would be at Old School Raw, March 2013. March 4th.
March 4th. Yep.
He opened the show by performing his signature entrance. CM Punk, Randy Orton, Big Show, and Sheamus fought in a fatal four-way match to determine who would face him at WrestleMania 29, which Punk won.
Yep.
And this right here was when the real-life death of Paul Bearer culminated in the storyline. It wasn't before; it was here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They had viewed it in a regular pay-per-view. My fault. Let's take that back for the audience.
Undertaker defeated Punk at WrestleMania 29 to extend the streak to 21-0, and then he took the urn back.
Yeah.
The following night on Raw, He came out, he paid his respects to Bearer, but then he was interrupted by the Shield. The Shield attacked Kane and Undertaker and Daniel Bryan. Well, no, Daniel Bryan made the save. Excuse me.
Undertaker wrestled his first match in 3 years on April 22nd episode, teaming with Kane and Daniel Bryan, the Shield against the Shield in a losing effort. 4 days after the match, his first SmackDown match in 3 years, defeating the Shield member Dean Ambrose by submission. Whoa, that's a big rub. A lot of people don't know.
Big rub.
That's a nice big rub right there. Dean Ambrose,
who right now is John Moxley.
John
and he
Moxley,
is PWI
Is number one.
number
number
one.
one wrestler in the world.
Isn't that 2 issues straight? He was
No,
number
just
one.
one. Just one.
Just one.
Okay. Yo,
He's no
been
Kenny
killing-
Omega.
Yeah,
Huh?
but damn, yo,
He's no
out the
Kenny
gate-
Omega. He's no
Nah,
Kenny Omega.
No,
He's
Kenny,
no Kenny
Omega,
Omega.
Kenny Omega's the man, bro. But
We'll
that's
talk
a whole
about
nother-
that later. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
that's
that
later. Yeah,
That's later. That's a good. That's like we're gonna
I'm just
talk
saying,
about
yo,
that later.
John
February
Moxley, come on.
24th. February 24th, 2014 episode of Raw, The Undertaker returned to confront Brock Lesnar. And this is where the streak turned from 21 and 0
The 21.
and 1. And Taker till this day still doesn't remember the match.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was concussed during the match, right?
Yeah, he was
That's
concussed.
pretty
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if you ask me, I love The Undertaker. I love him to death. I think it's a work because it was later said that he knew he was supposed to lose against Brock Lesnar because Vince came in and said that. And he was like, "You sure you want it to be Brock? There's really nothing that Brock can gain from this. I would have rather it be somebody like Roman." But who knows?
Yeah, I bet they would have loved that for.
And
Roman.
here's where he starts his later career. After that, he really started coming just once a year. He was just doing WrestleMania appearances.
Yeah. Once again.
February 2005, he fought Bray Wyatt, where Bray Wyatt thought he was gonna beat the Undertaker because Brock Lesnar had beat him the year before.
Yeah.
Which was not the case. The streak went on to become 22-1. At Battlegrounds in July, who's this? Looks like somebody's trying to join in. Oh, what? I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, we'll go back. At Battlegrounds in July, Undertaker made his return by attacking Brock Lesnar. Oh, yeah, we did this. We did this whole Brock Lesnar. Oh no, he feuded with Brock Lesnar again.
Yeah, he did. He had another
He was
feud.
on the verge of
That's when he
defeating.
attacked him on that was in the Lesnar and Rollins fight. And then Undertaker came out and attacked Lesnar, and then they culminated at SummerSlam at the Barclays.
No, it was at yeah. But he fought him at Hell in a Cell first, and he passed him out.
Yeah. Because then that's when he interfered. I guess Undertaker made his return attacking Brock Lesnar. Was on the verge of defeating Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, which caused the match to end in disqualification winner for Lesnar. The next night, Undertaker explained his actions as revenge, not for Lesnar for breaking the streak, but rather than consistent taunting he allowed Paul Heyman to engage in. So yeah, that's because remember Brock Lesnar in his matches, he was taunting the Undertaker. Remember, he would go down and he was sitting up like the Undertaker and doing shit like that. So he was like in a way keeping the feud alive keeping that shit between them, taunting him in his matches. So that's when he came back and never stopped. The match continued and the confusion.
But this is where after this is they started trying to give Bray Wyatt the rub as the next Undertaker. And they had him take away the Undertaker and Kane in body bags and essentially take their souls.
Yeah.
But then he would come back February 22nd of 2016 and he would fight that's when he would place Shane, who was returning, hasn't been there since 2009 to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania 32 on April 3rd. And it was wasn't this a Hell in a Cell match?
Undertaker was defeated, but no, Brock Lesnar defeated him, but with a low blow, and executed 3 F5s
No, we went on to after he fought Brock and low blowed him and essentially won his streak win back. He fought Shane after that.
Oh yeah, he was attacked and captured by the Wyatt family. Yeah, who carried him away from the ring after ambushing and capturing
I
Kane.
just said that, bro. I just said that.
My bad, my bad, my bad.
We're on to where he fought and beat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 32 on April 3rd.
Yep.
After that, Undertaker made his return on the 900 episode of SmackDown, November 15th, issuing a threat to Team SmackDown if they failed to defeat Team Raw at the upcoming Survivor Series pay-per-view. And
Yeah,
then
it was some bullshit.
he appeared January 9th, 2017 episode of Raw where he announced his participation in the Royal Rumble match and said he was a free agent. The Undertaker appeared on the January 23rd episode of Raw confronting Brock Lesnar and Goldberg during the Royal
That was
Rumble on
fire. That
January
was fire.
29th.
That was fire.
It was fire.
That was fire. That was fire. that one moment when they were all three in the ring, I'm like, oh, that's dope. I'm like, that's dope. That's dope.
Where the hell was I? You guys are fucking me up. We going too long on this.
Okay.
I said nothing.
2017, and that's when he was a free agent. The Undertaker entered at,
he
at
appeared.
number 29.
He confronted Brock
eliminating
Lesnar
Goldberg.
and Goldberg. He eliminated Goldberg, and this is where that whole shit happened. I think sometime during that time is where he fought Goldberg, didn't he?
Yeah. No. He returned March 6th.
That started the feud.
Yeah, no. He started a feud with Roman Reigns right after that in the Royal Rumble. He eliminated Goldberg. He started a feud with Roman Reigns. Then Undertaker lost to Reigns at Mania. After the match, Undertaker left his gloves in the ring. Undertaker took part of the 25th year anniversary of Raw, January 22nd, 2018.
And now this goes back to what he said. He thought that Roman would be the one to actually end the streak, and then he gave. What was that? That's fine, bro. Anybody could join in. What we were just saying was he lost against Roman, and Roman was the one he initially said he would give the rub to.
Yeah, he wanted to give the rub to him.
So that brought his streak to 22-2. And this is starting to get where we are now. He appeared again on January 23rd episode of Raw confronting we went there.
Yeah.
Undertaker took part in the Raw 25 year episode on January 22nd, 2018. His first post WrestleMania 33 appearance in months prior to WrestleMania 34. John Cena challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania in April. After Elias confronted Cena and was beaten down, Taker's hat and coat appeared in the middle of the ring. So that was him saying, yeah, he's going to fight John Cena at Mania. But we all know John Cena lost.
Yeah, in a 3-minute squash match.
It was horrible. That was the worst match.
Horrible.
I felt like they could at least gave us like 12 minutes. You feel me? Fuck.
Yeah, stretch it out.
Stretch it out. Like them giving each other some combos. Undertaker doing some shit there. You know what I'm saying?
Fucked up John Cena like he was just a jobber. Yo.
Yeah, like if it was just some jobber, like. This is where we go to the right. This is where I'm going back to that when they had that. He had a right after that John Cena. He had a squash match with Rusev, which that was a good rub for Rusev. A casket match.
It was a little bit of a rub for Rusev, but then he faced Triple H in a no disqualification match after that in Australia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That shit was fucking. That shit was fucking gold.
Yeah.
If you look at that. The one with DX after, I felt like that was a little too much. But when they did the Super Showdown in Australia, him and Triple H,
they tore the house down.
They tore the house. Like for a house show, they fucking tore that whole stadium went down. Like I was like, holy shit. Yo. I was like, they brought it back. They brought it back to like 98 in that match real quick.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go.
Well,
I was like, let's go.
April 7th was the very first time in 19 years Undertaker did not appear at a WrestleMania.
Wow.
19 years.
Wow.
He did appear the next night though on an episode of Raw. He made his next appearance interrupting and attacking Elias during his musical performance.
Yep.
Undertaker made his in-ring return after that at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia, June 7th, against Goldberg, in one of the most horrible matches I have ever seen in my life. Now, it was partially because both of them get knocked out sometime during the match? Taker and Goldberg, they were both concussed.
They got hurt
in that match.
There was complete accidents.
Hey, let me tell you something. I know there's probably some of you guys that have a fan of Goldberg, but I'm gonna tell you something. That guy was the luckiest piece of garbage in the business I've ever seen as a wrestler. That man hurt so many people that it's not even funny. So many people missed out on their careers and mad shit because of Goldberg. And Goldberg never gave anything back. Goldberg wanted to book himself to go over for what? Because he wanted to make his son happy? Kiss my fucking ass. I want to make my kid happy too.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
And we're not putting nobody's life in danger to do it.
You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to retire for a long time, the Undertaker, before all of this. But the problem is he doesn't want to go out in a sucky ass manner. This man has had one of the most luxurious careers in wrestling history. He is the biggest gimmick in wrestling history. You can't blame him for wanting to go out on a high note. And Goldberg at Super Showdown was not his high note. The Undertaker returned again.
I like the new Goldberg. I like Walter. He can wrestle.
Walter's man, but
that's the new Goldberg.
He's had the NXT UK title for 600 days and counting. Well, a little over, but still, like ever since he took it from Pete Dunne, bro, he been kicking everyone's ass, and he defends that title. He does not hold on to it like some people be trying to pull. But yeah,
he teamed up with Roman Reigns after that to fight McMahon and Shane McMahon. Pronouns, pal. Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre in a no holds barred match, and it was great. People love seeing Drew McIntyre face the Undertaker. It was a confrontation.
I thought they were gonna do that. But besides AJ Styles, I actually thought they were gonna book.
See, that's where I was about to get at. This was, I think, the best match in his late career history. Is when he returned. Excuse me, because he fought again after that. He fought.
No, they had that DX bullshit go down.
He came at Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia in February of this year. He was a surprise replacement in the Gauntlet match. He replaced Rey Mysterio, and he defeated AJ Styles to win the Tarak Mountain Trophy. And on March 2nd, 2020, the episode of Raw, Styles taunted the Undertaker during a match with Aleister Black, and at the Elimination Chamber. Undertaker's what the fuck happened? This is why you don't read from Wikipedia, because any schmo Joe can write on here. But we did it anyway. Now, on March 22nd, 2020, episode of Raw, Styles made another surprise appearance by Undertaker made another surprise appearance by attacking Styles during a rematch with Black in a no disqualification match. The following night on Raw, Styles challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania 36. Over the following week, Styles would continue to provoke The Undertaker. And this is what I'm going to call the COVID era, because we were able to get this perfect vignette of a match. What was called the Boneyard match, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Boneyard match.
Where The Undertaker...
this is the best thing of the COVID era.
Best thing in the COVID era was the Boneyard.
This and Roman Reigns turning heel. This is the best thing out of the COVID era.
It is. It is. After
Well,
that,
he
though,
had to.
that would surprisingly be the Undertaker's last match. And it was, in my eyes, and of course in Mark Calloway's eyes, worthy enough for him to hang the boots up after. And in my eyes, he retired and had his last match as the American Badass. Because in the Boneyard match, that's exactly who he was.
He rode off. He rode off the same way he rode in, rocking Metallica on his bike.
No, and like being a huge fan, like I know you guys think, yeah, I like, for me, I still think that there's a possibility, like, let's say if things, okay, we have a possibility, like, okay, let's say WrestleMania is in April, right? Let's say if the shit gets under control and they say that they're able to sell out that stadium. Come on, man. You're gonna tell me that Taker's not gonna come on. The real retirement of the Undertaker's in the fucking match, man. Come
Now,
on,
this
guys.
is,
Let's
yeah,
keep it.
but
Let's be
I
honest.
don't
Let's
know.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's hope that there's a possibility that they at least give us
I,
Sting and Taker, or
outside of
I
Steven
think
Taker.
that
outside of
depends entirely
Chance
on how
World,
satisfied he is with what happened. Because he
You
did
think
have a
so?
fake audience,
this was the best match in his late career, and this is what
What,
he,
the Boneyard match?
the
Yeah, the
Boneyard
Boneyard.
match, and this is
And
all he
AJ was
could
putting
hope
in
for
work.
to
AJ
go
was
out.
fighting him back. The fact that he
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
fight AJ, I was about to say called the Good Brothers, but
Yo, that's a
Anderson
big
Gallo.
rub. They got a good rub off of that. I don't want to hear nothing, yo. They're priced anywhere. They got a good rub off of that, man. I don't want to hear nothing. They killing it in TNA right now. Like, people watch TNA for the Good Brothers, like that.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that another
Yo,
time.
matter of
Right
fact,
now, this is exactly why.
Gallows. I mean, Anderson and fucking Hornswoggle took a shot at AJ.
I
Hornswoggle did like a
know.
mini version of the.
I
They
know
did. They did.
that's just that's just the garbage indie wrestling.
Yo, they were
That's
talking
All
mad
of that
shit.
right now. Right now is the reason why we came on this show was for the retirement. Last week, before we get there, it kind of they kind of led up to what we saw last week on Saturday.
yeah.
June 21st, 2020, during the final episode of The Undertaker, The Last Ride documentary, which was how I knew The Undertaker was retiring, was that Mark Calloway started coming out in the media. He never in his life did that before. Never had interviews,
No.
never went on podcasts, never went on talk shows, no ESPN, no nothing. Undertaker was Undertaker, kayfabe and all. You never seen Mark Calloway out of the Undertaker getup. After the Last Ride documentary, the Undertaker retired from the industry. In a November interview, he confirmed that he was officially retired. WWE created a Twitter account to showcase tributes and thank you messages to the Undertaker. Many wrestlers and other public figures also paid tribute to him on their own. Madison Square Garden, regarded as the most important venue in professional wrestling, also paid tribute to him.
Yep.
The Undertaker, wearing his trademark Mortician trench coat and Stetson hat, made an appearance at the conclusion of the Survivor Series event on November 22nd, which commemorated 30 years since his WWE debut, where he reiterated that his career was over, giving an emotional farewell speech, which ended in typical Undertaker fashion. My time has come to let the Undertaker rest in peace.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one, Jay. That was a good one.
The career of Mark Calloway will go down in wrestling history. And hands down, the fucking Survivor Series that he decided to retire was the greatest pay-per-view of the WWE year. They haven't been able to show up pay-per-view wise for a long time, and they really showed out for the Undertaker. Now let's get some final thoughts in. We'll ask Miggs, what's going on with your final thoughts? What do you think about the Undertaker's career here?
Man, like you can never have another one like it. No one is gonna have an undefeated streak like his. No one is ever gonna have like a rivalry like his. Like a timeline of other wrestlers that he was able to create all of this from. Like it's just one of a kind. And it will forever stay that way. No one's ever gonna try to top that, or no one can ever try to recreate a story for any other wrestler. He's solidified in history forever in a very special fashion.
Very special fashion. Chance, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts with the Undertaker. It's just a story of that he just let us ride into that I've been riding for 20 plus years. Like I was just telling you guys earlier, this is for me the greatest wrestling career ever. Like definitely like number one, like number one or two in my Mount Rushmore, The Undertaker for sure. Uh, God rest the character of The Undertaker. And I dead ass not for nothing. I shed a tear because I knew I had a feeling it was gonna be his last time that I would see him walk down through that and do that.
What about you, Talon? What do you think?
Well, as a hardcore casual fan, like there's actually still a lot of his history for me to actually be able to witness. So even though his career is over, I can actually still kind of watch it in a lot of senses. I've seen a lot of
Yeah,
big
yeah,
matches,
definitely.
but like there's so much that he's involved in that not only is he a legend if you're a fan, but if you're thinking about getting to legend into wrestling, The Undertaker and just being like, just go watch The Undertaker matches. Just tell them to do that. They're gonna get so much history about wrestling just watching him that you're guaranteed to create fans that are either going to be fans of the now or at least fans of the past that spans 30 years. You know, he has
Yeah,
that kind of
definitely.
influence that where going forward, he'll be seen as like an entrance kind of person as well as a legend of like where everything came from because of
Yeah.
what he did and just his general impact. There's so many famous things that he's involved with, and he's not as famous outside of wrestling as The Rock, but he's like at the level. If he did movies, he would be there, but he just didn't do
Oh,
movies.
definitely.
He
He
actually did a
didn't do.
couple of movies. Let's
He could have. He could have actually. They said that he could have. He denied movie roles because he didn't want to break the character of wrestling.
he was in Suburban Commando in '91. He was in Beyond the Mat in '99. And then he did his kayfabe thing in the Flintstones and WWE Stone Age in 2015. 2016, he was in the Scooby Doo Curse of Speed Demon. He did Surf's Up 2, Wave Mania. He did the
So
Poltergeist Legacy in 1999. He was in 2 episodes of that. He was in something called Downtown. Celebrity Deathmatch, he did an episode for. Why the fuck was he on America's Most Wanted? I have no idea. In 2001. And The Undertaker Last Ride as himself. So he
I
did a
mean,
couple of things.
that's not really the same as like even John Cena in terms of movie credits, you know,
No, but I
or
guarantee you
like The Rock or Dave Batista, even like those
John
are very
Cena.
unknown things. None of those are known by anybody. If he had like a role, like somebody should have casted him in a horror movie where he could have kept character,
yeah,
but
but then you would
you
have
know what I
ended up
mean?
with the fucking See No Evil with Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before I give my final thoughts on The Undertaker and we bid this live adieu, let me just say that his streak will forever live on, and these are the people he put to rest in every WrestleMania since his debut. Jimmy Superfly Snuka in 91, Jake Roberts in 92, Giant Gonzalez in 93, King Kong Bundy in 95, Big Daddy Cool Diesel in 96, Psycho Sid in 97, Kane in 98, Big Boss Man in 99, Triple H in 2001, Ric Flair in 2002, A Train and The Big Show in 2003, Kane again in 2004, Randy in 2005, Mark Henry in 2006,
Wow.
Batista in 2007, Edge in 2008, Shawn Michaels in 2009. Shawn Michaels again for his career in 2010. Triple H in 2011. Triple H again in 2012. CM Punk in 2013. And then the fucking streak got its first loss in 2014 against Brock Lesnar. The streak gained its notoriety again in 2015, defeating Bray Wyatt, Shane McMahon the following year in 2016, and then 23-2 will happen as Roman Reigns defeats The Undertaker April 2nd, 2017. John Cena gets beat 2018 of April. And AJ Styles, the final member of the streak at WrestleMania 36. The streak was 25-2, fellas.
Real quick, I again being casual, but I feel like the Fiend character could have been a good kind of transitional replacement of the Undertaker. I don't know about
He
you, I
did
don't know
say,
more, but
no, I love the Fiend, and the Fiend is going to be the modern day Undertaker. However, he did say that he does regret not being able to hang his boots up later so he could fuck with the Fiend.
mm.
But I want
to do a couple of
I
things.
want to
Come on. Just one more. I just look. If the crowd's able to come back, one more. Come on.
And if
Come
he
on.
does,
I know.
and it's against the
Come on.
Fiend, that'd be dope.
Come on, right here. Come on.
We'll see if it happens.
Okay,
but
we're all okay. Let me just say something real quick. We're all real fans of wrestling. We all know. If they say that they're able to sell out that stadium, and check this out, Jason, that's right around your area and Tampa, because that's what they're going to do it again. If they're able to sell out that, they say, hey, the COVID shit is cool. We're able to sell out this stadium for April. You're going to tell me Taker's not going to suit up for that one more crowd?
I don't think so.
Come on.
I don't think he
I
will,
don't
man.
think so. He's not going to be. He
Only
won't
if
be
he's
one of
not
these
satisfied.
motherfuckers that say his career's over and then taint his career by getting in the ring again, because he's done it on many occasions. He went out. Like he
It's
said he was
wrestling,
gonna go
though. That's
out.
part of wrestling.
It doesn't matter though, bro. He said he was gonna go out with one of the best matches worthy of his retirement, and he did so against AJ Styles in the Boneyard match. Now that is something that AJ Styles should take with fucking the utmost fucking respect.
All right, then. So have AJ beat him straight up now. I made it in front of the crowd.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
Nah,
bro.
it's not gonna happen.
That's it.
They're not gonna allow that.
That's it for The Undertaker, and that's it for this live. We want to thank you guys out there in YouTube land and Facebook land.
All right, man. Hope everybody has a safe one tonight.
Don't forget, who was the first Kane? Was it A, Glenn Jacobs, B, Paul Bearer, C, Mark Calloway, or D, Mick Foley? If you answer correctly, we will check the comments under this post for maybe about a week. If nobody answers, we're going to raffle it off again in 2 weeks when we bring to you the episode of Holiday Classics. We're going to go through some holiday classic movies. We're going to pick our favorite ones and we're going to talk about them.
Awesome.
All right, man. It was a pleasure having this podcast with you guys, man.
Chance, say good night to the people.
No doubt.
All right, my people, good night. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast with The Undertaker. All right, Jay, you can take it away, my man.
Mig, say good night to the people, man. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun. I have fun talking junk. I hope you guys will too one day. Thank you for having me.
Talon, brother. Another one down in the books.
That's right.
Me and Talon will be signing off tonight in the break room. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great night and rest in peace.